Something like this. Hit it.
The Roger Report live morning show, weekdays at 9 a.m.
Say y'all, I was on Roger's panel a few times and I couldn't take it. The heat. I got out the kitchen. It was hot. I was sweating. I had to get out.
He's Roger, and he's right.
Check this out.
We can live or die. You choose. I have spoken to you a lot of times in hatred and anger, and you have not heard me. Well, you had better hear me today. If you won't listen to me when I make an appeal for the Negroes because you have no concern for the Negroes, listen to me when I make an appeal for America. You claim you love America. Well, we love America. But you are driving us back and you are making a Samson out of us, and we are going to pull down the pillar. And then you think we have no right to ask for something? Is it too much to ask you to grant us human dignity? Should we be put down and shot to death for this request? If so, you can aim your guns. What the hell do you think we care about dying if you're going to deny us the right to live?
Good morning, folks, and welcome to another edition of the Roger Report Live, the best show on social media. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and take a moment out to hit that like button, because this is where you're going to find the best content on social media. And you don't have to worry about it, because you're going to have me right here to make sure that happens. And if you already been coming to the channel for a while, then go ahead and hit that like button, because you already know what time it is. And you know that this is where you're going to get the best content on social media. It's not a mystery to you at this point. You've seen other people do it. You've even seen some people do it well. But what you have not seen is anyone do it quite the way I do it. So make sure you hit that like button. And everyone, yes, everyone, take a moment out to share the content, y'all. There are so many people who need to get great content like this, and it's just a small thing you can do to help the world be a better place. And isn't that what we want at the end of the day? Don't we want the world to be a better place? Of course we do. So share the content out, share it through your social media, share it through word of mouth, or even text someone's phone. But do what you got to do to help spread the word. All right, folks, we are back with another interesting episode. This is going to be a very, very interesting episode, especially after yesterday's episode, where now we are looking at Rick Chow is a hero, and Cyrus Carmack Belton got what he deserved. Oh, yeah. I know it's an interesting title, y'all. I know it's an interesting title, but yesterday definitely, I believe, helped show me that this is the title that that kind of needed to be. Okay, yeah, Rick Chow is a hero, and Cyrus Carmack Belton got what he deserved. Okay. All right, now, before we go too far into it, let me say, first of all, shout out to the people who come through and give me views on a regular basis, because y'all make up the fam around here, and I appreciate y'all very much. Appreciate you very much. Also, shout out to the people who leave comments after the stream. Boy, y'all was leaving some yesterday. It was some people I could leave some yesterday. You know, a little salty, I'm going to say, too. A little salty. People's a little salty, okay? I'm going to also say shout out to the people who hit that like button. Y'all know that helps with the algorithm. And shout out to the people who hype me up every chance they get. I ain't asking you for all the hypes, but at least once a week, you got the same one for me. Can I get that? Can I get one a week? Can I get that? Let me get one, okay? But no, shout out to the people who hype me up every chance they get. Appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time. And y'all, about to get into this heavy, but before I do, want to say shout out to the people who go above and beyond the call of duty to make great things happen around here. And yes, y'all are being tested at this point. If y'all know what's going on, my channel is not monetized. I gotta wait till September 3rd to even apply to be monetized again because I use too much of other people's content, y'all. Okay, that's what it is, y'all. I use too much of other people's content, and that's okay. I don't want y'all complaining about it. I just want y'all to know what it is, and we gonna make something happen. We just gonna do what we got to do, but we can't even worry about that till September. So shout out to the people who go above and beyond the call of duty to make contributions financially to the Roger Report Live because I cannot do things the same way without them, and I appreciate them big time. And I'm gonna give a special shout out to one of my main supporters. I'm gonna say a main supporter who hooked me up no matter what, man. He be hooking me up, man. Shout out to No Place Holder. He is the sponsor of today's stream. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. And as I've always said, all money on the wood is good over here at the Roger Report Live. All money on the wood is good. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. You are the sponsor of today's stream. So thank you very much for holding me down. My brother, thank you very much for holding me down. And y'all know how I go around these parts. As we say, there can only be one. And my main man done did it again. Now, y'all, man, if y'all could do it like he do it, I don't even know how he do it, but he be making it happen, y'all. Shout out to the Highlander of today's stream, my main man, the one, the only. Trail Bentley has done it again, representing as he always does. Hashtag long little bitch line steppers. Hashtag Negroes in the wilderness. Hashtag dignity over vagina. Hashtag Al Gore's babies. Hashtag Hey Hydra. Shout out to you, my brother. Shout out to you. You've done it again. You've done it again. I appreciate you big time. Appreciate you big time. Okay, we got Joe's in the building as well. Follow him right up. Shout out to Inspired True Broadcast. Great to see you. Great to see you. Bruce Owen Wayne is in the house. Great to have you here. Brooklyn's finest is at the cool table. Glad to have you. Glad to have you, man. Shout out to Bronk is in the house. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. Shout out to the Great Black Reset. Great to see you, man. Great to see you. My biggest. I don't know if he's my biggest hater, but he's my favorite hater. I'll say that. Shout out to the appliance repairman. Great to see you. Great to see you. Afro Merchant is in the house. Good to have you, brother. Good to have you. Floyd Thompson is in the building. Yay, yay. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Bucky, what's good, my brother? What's good? Great to see you at the cool table. Jerome Payne is in the house. Great to see you. Great to see you. I'm listening is here. Shout out to each and every one of y'all. Yeah, and I'm making some adjustments, man, because we only going to have the Cash App for now, y'all. We only going to have the Cash App for now. I'm going to make an adjustment. I had to go get another device so I can see those come in. So I'll get to those. If you send something, I will get to those once I get some more people on the show. But then I'll have it more on a regular basis where I can see it as I need to see it. A little bit more in real time, hopefully. All right, now. We dealing with this, y'all. Now, we just had a whole show yesterday about an ongoing trial, okay, that we should have an answer. I'm going to assume we're going to have an answer by Friday. That's what I'm going to assume. We'll get an answer. They could be possibly coming up with an answer right now. I mean, the verdict in the Carmelo Anthony case, they could possibly be coming up with a verdict right now. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a verdict. At this point, it's been reported that the defense has rested. So, we got to get some closed arguments. And then, boom, we possibly get an answer by Friday. We're going to see. We're going to see. Now, we got another case that people are kind of looking at. But, a lot of times folks just look at a result. Okay? Now, before I get into this, first of all, I want to apologize for not mentioning yesterday. Okay? Stuff was happening a little too quick for me yesterday. So I did want to say this, but I didn't get to it yesterday. But I'm going to definitely make sure I say what needs to be said, y'all. Okay? I want to give a special shout out to my main man. And yeah, he was definitely one of my main men, y'all. I want to give a special shout out. And there I put the same link in the description I put in yesterday because he was an important figure, y'all. Important figure. Shout out to the one, the only, Stacey King, y'all. Stacey King. Some of y'all may not recognize that name right away. Okay. Some of y'all may recognize this name right away. I got to give a special shout out to Stacey King, who unfortunately passed away on the 7th, y'all. Yeah, just a couple days ago, Stacey King passed away. I saw a notice about it on the 7th, more in the afternoon, okay? Probably early in the day, too. And I couldn't believe it. And I was like, when did he die? And it said the 7th. And I'm saying, it is the 7th. So I was a little bit shocked by it. He wasn't that old of a guy. If you don't know who Stacey King is, y'all, he was one of the players that were part of the three-peat of the Chicago Bulls. He participated in one of the three-peats. If y'all kind of know about that, it was only Mike and Scotty who got 6 rings together. So there were people who were part of three-peats, okay? They wasn't around for the whole thing, but there were some people who got all 3 rings the first time, and there were some people who got all 3 rings the second time. So he was participating in one of the three-peats. So Stacey King was a very loved man by at least Chicago Bulls fans. And then over time, Stacey King became, I'm telling y'all, he became an announcer. Man, Stacey King would have me rolling, y'all. Stacey King did some of the best work calling games. Okay. He did some of the best work calling games. All right. Now, he didn't get to do it for 30, 40 years like some people have. So I know he ain't going to get that type of recognition, but that brother was cold with it, y'all. He was cold with it. All right. He was cold with it. All right. A very entertaining man. You know, me personally had a lot of love for that man. He's always come across as a good guy, always been a good role model. And I put a funny link in there because Stacey was a funny guy. Okay. Stacey is a funny guy. So I put that link in there. You know, him talking about, you know, and there's a lot of athletes, and Michael Jordan is one of them. They have these little superstitions going on. So to hear that man talk about how he used to rub on that poster and then say, hey, I got drafted at the right spot, let me go rub on the man himself. And if anybody can be somewhat understanding to that story, if he ever got the full context, Michael Jordan is the type of guy who could understand that story if he got the full context. Now, shout out to the family of Stacey King, man. Sorry for your loss, big time. Sorry for your loss, but I ain't got nothing but love and appreciation for Stacey King. You know, real talk, okay? He helped the Chicago Bulls be as fantastic as they have been able to be. So shout out to the family of Stacey King. You know, I hope to see you in heaven, my brother. I hope to see you in heaven. Real talk, real talk. So I wanted to make sure I got that out the way because I wanted to say that yesterday, but unfortunately I didn't get started the way I wanted to and didn't say that as it needed to. But Stacey King was a funny guy, y'all. So no disrespect by the clip. It's just Stacey always been funny, but he always been a great guy. Real talk, always been a great guy. And I'm even sure Michael Jordan appreciates that story if it gets to him. Okay. Now we're going to get down to the serious business, y'all. We're going to get down to some more serious business. And I'm not the type of person to do 2 shows like this 2 days in a row, but obviously it's necessary because a lot of people keep trying to mention this particular story. People have been trying to mention this particular story, but I had to get more details into this particular story. And we got a story of a guy named Rick Chow. Okay. Now, Rick Chow, you know, and I'm going to say in the context of America, he's a hero. In the context of Americans, man, he's a hero. Why? Because he killed this little nigga. Now, I know some people don't like the way I say that, but it is what it is. In America, this was a little nigga. This Cyrus Carmack Belton, he's a little nigga. And they glad he did because now he won't be a big nigga. There's no chance for him to be a big nigga because he was only in the 8th grade. Now, This is the thing, y'all. This is the thing. Being that young, only an 8th grader, okay? Your next year is your freshman year. People start freshman years at 13 and 14 years old, just kind of depending on when your birthday hits. I do believe high school is a very influential part of your life. I assume he was raised in a single mother home. People may say, well, why would you assume that? Because his name is Cyrus Carmack Belton. Sometimes when you involved in single mother culture, you get 2 last names. You get your mama last name, then you get your daddy last name. Okay? Now, that could have been passed down from a previous single mother who got 2 last names herself. But if she's not with a man, then she would just, so in some cases, they just pass down the same 2 last names they got from somewhere where somebody was a single mother. So he's probably involved in, possible generations of single motherhood, possibly beginning of single motherhood. Don't really know. But he's not responsible for what he was born into. He was a kid that was in 8th grade. And this is the thing, y'all. He got killed because a guy thought he stole some water. A guy thought he might have stole some water. Now, he did go into a store. It's like gas station store, whatever. Rick Chow was the owner. All right. Rick Chow was there with his son. All right. And see, people make mention of stuff like this, but like I said, a lot of folks won't go in and find out any of the details going on in the situation. So I did a little research before I came to I knew I was going to end up doing this show today. So I said, let me find out what I can before we get here. Okay. So I found out this kid who got shot, he did go into the store. There's no confusion about that. He did go into the store. There's no confusion about the fact that he actually looked at some water if he was going to buy some water. And he put the water back. Okay. He decided not to buy this water for whatever reason. All right. Now, for some reason, he got into an altercation with the son at the store. Okay. Rick Chow has a son that's working at the store. Now, for whatever reason, he decides it's time to leave. Now, I can kind of see that. If you get into an altercation with the son of the store owner, it probably is time to leave. What good is this store gonna do me if I'm getting into it with the owner's son? All right. Now, keep in mind, this is a kid. He's not an adult, so he's not gonna go to the owner and address him about his son and try to get a sit down or something like that to get something straightened out between the two of them for when the next time he comes. No, he's a kid. So he's probably not going to do any of that stuff. And he didn't do any of that stuff. He left. All right. Now, Rick Chow got a murder charge. But Rick Chow got acquitted. All right. Now, you would really have to ask the jury to understand for real, how he got acquitted. Because Rick Chow told the people straight up, y'all pop dude. He didn't try to hide it. Okay. Interesting stuff is, in this particular case, especially what we covered yesterday. So I wonder how the people gonna deal with this one. Okay. What did Rick Chow do? Rick Chow did take accountability. He said he popped him. I shot that little nigga. Yeah, that's what I did. I shot that little nigga. Now the question is, why he shoot that little nigga? And I'm saying it like that because, y'all, we live in America. This is the perception. He was just a little nigga. Because if he was anything more than a little nigga, then why would Rick Chow shoot him? Okay, why would Rick Chow shoot him? All right. You know what? Shout out to all my hoes to monetize. You did remind me of one thing I wanted to say. You did remind me of one thing I wanted to say. Now, all my hoes to monetize. He come in a little rough, a little raw. He said, I can't believe this show is still on. Hey, Grand Black Reset, you know? Talking to my biggest hater. At least my favorite hater. He said the Roger Report Live, happy the Knicks lost because he's a hater. Look, man, you know what I forgot to say at the start of the show? Shout out to all the Knicks fans out there, y'all. Shout out to all the Knicks fans, because I ain't never liked the Knicks. I ain't gonna never like the Knicks, okay? The Knicks is one of the main reasons I refuse to go to New York. I ain't never liked them, okay? Probably ain't gonna ever like them, but shout out to the Knicks fans out there. Shout out to the Knicks fans. You know, I'm gonna just say good luck to y'all. Good luck to y'all. You know, am I rooting for the Knicks to win? You know, I'm cool with a more of an Eastern Conference team winning. I guess I'm cool with that. But you know, if the Spurs can win, that's gonna be big for Wemby's legacy, y'all. It would be good for Wemby's legacy to get your first win in now, because that boy seemed to be a monster. Okay. All right. Well, that man, real talk, he seemed to be a monster out there. If he can actually get a ring right away, it definitely helps put him in position to really make a name throughout NBA history. You know, will the Knicks be able to stop him? I don't know, but they ain't nothing to play with right now. They ain't nothing to play with. But to see myself rooting for the Knicks, man, I don't think I'm there yet, y'all. I don't think I'm there yet. But shout out to y'all. Shout out to all these Knicks fans, because I do got a few New Yorkers that come around here. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Real talk, okay? Now, getting back to the story at hand. All right. Cyrus, he ain't, like I said, he ain't going to talk to the owner about get your son a check and nothing like that. Cyrus decided to leave. Now, my thing is this. What you want from the man if he decided to leave? Now, this is what the son claims. The son of Rick Chow, the store owner. He say that little nigga done stole some water. That's what he say. That little nigga done stole some water. So he getting his dad hyped up. Okay? He getting his dad hyped up. That little nigga done stole some water. Now, daddy don't play. I give him that, y'all. Rick Chow don't play. Now, if you listen to the link, because I put some links into the description, so y'all can have at least some of the idea of some of the stuff going on. Now, of course, I look at a lot more stuff than just this in the links, but the link gave you a little bit of a detail about how Rick Chow about that action. Okay? You play with him, he ain't playing with you. Okay? You play with him, he ain't playing with you. Now, a lot of people may get upset, but I'm not even tripping on the fact that Rick Chow, he gonna handle his business. And I know I say some things that y'all be tripping on, but I see what people can and can't do out here. All right, so Rick Chow has some previous incidents. Okay, Rick Chow is willing to cut you down. He's already shown he's willing to cut you down. All right, he got one guy, in one incident. Another incident didn't get nobody, but he put 6 bullets in that thing, y'all. That thing, the getaway car. That whatever truck they was trying to drive off in, okay? Whatever truck they was trying to drive off in, he put 6 of them out there, okay? Which means what? He ain't playing about his. Now, a lot of people say that's too much. It don't take all that. And I know I've said stuff that's similar to that myself, but people be like, "Oh man, that's too far." Y'all should see some of the stuff I hear, especially on the comment section. Some of the stuff that people say, "Oh, that's too far. This dude crazy." Can never articulate why I'm wrong, but they like to say I'm wrong. Can't articulate it though. So Rick Chow can do what he want to do. Okay. Rick Chow, I guess, out here above the law. You don't ask him no questions. When he shoot, it's a good shooting. I don't care what you think about it. When he shoot, it's a good shooting. He above the law. See, Rick Chow get to protect himself and his property, and ain't nobody tripping. Okay? They so not tripping, even when he bust off 6 shots at a vehicle leaving, he didn't get so much as arrested. That's how much they not even tripping. Rick Chow can do what he do. And he understands he can do what he do. And he just proved again that he can do what he do. And you bet not question him about it. So now, there's a situation where Cyrus is now leaving, right? Cyrus not only decides to leave, Cyrus decides to leave in a hurry. Now, Rick Chow has a son who's accusing Cyrus of taking some water. Okay? That little nigga got to have at least 1 bottle of water with him. I saw that little nigga looking at the water. Was Cyrus thirsty? Possibly. I could understand Cyrus may have been thirsty. I definitely believe Cyrus was thirsty because Cyrus was looking at 4 bottles of water. But what did Cyrus do? He left without any water. Now, he put the water down. Now, after he put the water down, for some reason, he gets into it with Rick Chow's son. Now, I don't know what you're getting mad about if the man done put the water down already, but he's claiming he believes that Cyrus is stealing some water. So I believe the reason they get into it is because he's calling him a thief. And Cyrus like, man, I ain't got no water. And he left it alone. But now Cyrus decided to leave, but there's something going on where Cyrus is in a hurry. Now let's think about it, y'all. Why Cyrus running? So Cyrus done left. He take off running. Rick Chow's son and Rick Chow both pursue him. They chasing him down. Now Cyrus, I don't know what kind of athlete he was, but they say he failed like twice. He failed twice. So I guess he got up the first time and kept it pushing, but failed a second time. And that's all she wrote. Now, why would you shoot Cyrus? Why would you shoot him? You know, you may be mad because you're under the impression that Cyrus has stolen from you. And that's all we really got to go on. Okay, that they're under the impression that Cyrus stole from them. Because the police confirmed that Cyrus stole nothing. The police confirmed that. So it's not a mystery on did he steal or didn't he steal. He didn't steal anything. So now you got to give an explanation on why you chased this little nigga down. Now, if you are in the position of Rick Chow and his son, what do you kind of need to say at this point? I'm not even saying what the truth is, but what do you need to say at this point? You need to say, this little nigga stole from us. Now, did they truly believe that Cyrus stole from them? Possibly, but I don't even know that's the truth because they say it while they're in a position where they kind of got to say it. What else you gonna say? Why you chase this little nigga down? Well, we just like chasing down little niggas. Ain't nobody finna respond like that. Who's gonna say that? You know, an official investigation had to be opened up. You got a dead body. You got to explain why you chased him down. So you kind of have to say, we thought the little nigga was stealing. Because if you don't say that at that point, you in trouble. And that's just as real as it gets. Now, that may be an inconvenient truth for people, but that's what it is. Now, I'm not going to say they didn't truly believe he stole something. Maybe that's very true. Maybe there are some very racist people and believe that every black person in there that happens to be young, okay, he got some braids going on, that little nigga stealing. Okay, maybe they saw him, stereotyped him. That little nigga got to be stealing. Why else would that little nigga come into the store if he wasn't coming in here to steal? Okay. Maybe Rick Chow was very sorry for his mother. Okay. Maybe that was what it was. But I'm going to say this is a kid in the 8th grade, y'all. He's running. Why is he running? See, he knows something. Okay. He knows something. That's why he started running. Okay. So he knows something. Now, the thing is, y'all, they had the trial. I actually started listening to people testifying at the trial. Yeah, y'all, I tell you, I look at some stuff. I was listening to people testify about the situation. So, again, I think a lot of people just say stuff to be saying stuff, you know. They don't really like to look at the details of a situation. You know, even yesterday when I was presenting things, I know what I presented, you know, was people who claimed they were in the courtroom and claimed they heard it out the horse's mouth themselves. And, you know, I'll put a link in the description so y'all can see what people were claiming who say they were in the courtroom. Legal matters. Okay. People want to compare it to this case. Okay. Did I see a whole lot of similarity there? Not in the way y'all might think. I just see regular stuff. I have said time and time again that what America has taught me is that you can shoot a black man as long as you're not a black man. So Rick Chow is a hero according to American standards because he killed them a little nigga. Now, I do say anybody can kill a black man as long as they're not a black man. Well, obviously that extends out to boys too. Maybe I got to say that for slow people, that would extend to boys too, because they are going to become black men one day. So by American standards, Rick Chow, hero. That's simple at the end of the day. You can say what you want. You can believe what you want. By American standards, he's a hero. Why? Because he done killed a little nigga. And guess what? Not only did he kill a little nigga, he done got away with killing a little nigga. Now that the verdict is in, you can't even bother him about killing this little nigga. This little nigga's dead. America better. You're welcome. But I'm gonna slow down real quick and let these other two gentlemen get in. We got two brothers that done came up. So, wow. Bullet faster than niggas. You got the flow. Go ahead, brother. You on mute, brother. I see you. You're on mute.
All right. Happy Tuesday, Roger.
Happy Tuesday, brother.
All right. Happy Tuesday to everybody. So, I got some questions. Don't they tell us to quote unquote run sometimes? They tell us to run away sometimes. Run away from danger, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you'll probably hear him say more like, "You should have walked away." That's what you'll probably hear. He could have walked away.
Okay, that's fair. Sometimes you gotta walk faster, i.e., you run, right?
I think that would be included. Yeah, I think running would be included. Mm-hmm.
All right, that's fair. I get it. So this little kid, he ran, right? Am I right?
He definitely ran.
So and they chased him down about 150 yards.
I think the number was like 130, but hey, that's close to 150. But that's a good effort. Let's remember a football field. Okay, let's think about that. 100 yards for get that touchdown. So that's a good effort. He ran a grown man's effort. But go ahead.
A whole football field. Okay, so if you're chasing somebody the whole length of a football field, I don't think you're doing self-defense anymore, right?
Well, the person running away is doing what's self-defense. I will give them that. The people who chasing, I don't know about that one now.
Okay, I'm just trying to put things in context a little bit. So they chase him down, go to the mount, right?
Yep.
Didn't even have any bottle of water on him, right?
No water at all. No water at all.
And they ended up being shot in the back, right?
Yep. Yes, sir.
But allegedly he was defending his establishment.
Well, the store owner allegedly was saying that they believe he stole from the store. The store owner would say that.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
The store owner and the son, I should say. The store owner and the son. That's their story.
So he was defending what he owns.
I guess we could take it that way. We can take it that way.
But how big is his store? Is his store 130 yards wide?
No, the young man definitely left the store and went a good piece away from the store.
So past a certain point, it's no longer his store, right?
I believe once the minor is out of the store and running away, there's no way that they can claim it's. Well, I mean, you could always make a claim. Man, it looked like they just chasing down because they wanted to, brother. I mean, I understand somebody being mad and chasing down somebody who stole their property. I can't even bury him for that one. I'm not gonna bury him because you chased him down if you truly believe he had your property.
Okay.
But it's about what I believe at this particular point because the kid had no property.
Okay. How old is Mr. Chow?
They mentioned it. He's in his 50s, I believe. They say he was in his 50s. I don't remember the exact age, but he was in his 50s.
How old is the son?
He's like 13, 14. No,
the son.
the son.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember the son's age. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember what they said the son's age was. Not right now.
Can we assume that he's a whole lot younger than Mr. Chow?
That he is.
Do you honestly believe that Mr. Chow can chase down a 14-year-old boy over 130 yards and catch him?
Well, I mean, we don't know how much of any of the parties involved were athletes, but they said that Cyrus fell down twice, and that's why he kind of got caught up with. That's how I'm explaining how he got caught up with because he failed 2 different times in this scenario.
Okay, but they also allege that he pointed a weapon at somebody.
No, the son got on the stand, and he claims, even though nobody else that I saw make that claim, he claims that Cyrus at some point pointed a gun at him. That's what he claimed.
Okay, so
nobody saw it, but that is what he claimed.
Okay, so that explains why the father would shoot at the boy.
That depends on how you take it. Now that depends on how you take it.
Okay, but explain to me this: if we're both chasing the same guy and the guy is running away from you, and he turns around and pulls a gun at you, and I shoot him, how do I end up shooting him in the back? Why you turning facing both of us?
If the guy pulled the gun on you, you're the son running behind. You somewhat close.
Mm-hmm.
Now you claim he's pointing a gun at you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you claim Cyrus is pointing the gun. Now I'm saying this like this because I want the audience to kind of understand what the scenario was. The Rick Chow's son is claiming at some point Cyrus aimed his gun at. Now he's claiming that when he fell, Cyrus fell, and when he fell, somehow he ended up pointing the gun at him while he's on the ground.
Okay, but how does he ended up being shot in the back? If you're pointing a gun at somebody, you have to face it. How do you end up being shot in the back while facing somebody with a gun in your hand?
Hey man,
behind you.
you know, I ain't even that good at curving the ball, throwing down the football field. So I don't know how you curve it. I can't curve a bullet like that, brother. I can't do all that curving stuff. I can't do all that. I can't explain that.
I mean, my theory is the son caught up to the boy, shot him, and the father took the fall for him because the father thought that he couldn't get away with it because he was playing murder. And he said, "Son, I'm not letting you go to jail. I'll say that I shoot him, and you'll get to take care of the business of the family." Because I don't see a 50-year-old catching a 14-year-old boy running away from him. I'm nowhere near 50 years old. I can't catch a 14-year-old boy running away from me.
I think you brought some very good points that people really should consider. I'm gonna say that. I ain't make your case for you. I was letting you make your case, but I think you brought out some very good points that people really should consider. Now, even though you've asked some questions and you technically went a little bit over 2 minutes, but I appreciate what you did. But I gotta let this other brother get in too. But I think you that was some well thought out stuff that you just did right there, brother. You know what I'm saying? I applaud you for that. The Great Black Reset, go ahead and get your 2 minutes in, brother.
Nah, Roger, don't put it on him. Both of you niggas went over 2 minutes. Y'all did it together. Y'all worked together on that. So,
Can you hear me, Roger?
Yeah, I can hear you. For some reason, I can't hear this other guy all of a sudden.
this what we doing? This what
now,
we
go
doing
ahead,
today.
brother. Go ahead.
This is what we doing today. Okay? You niggas. Yeah, you got the right name today, because you niggas. You niggas. No, you know what? Y'all ain't gonna like me today, because I'm tired of this disingenuous foolishness that is going on with you niggas. First of all, Roger, as he was giving his soliloquy, failed somehow to mention this weapon that was found at the scene, other than what was owned by the Chows. Failed to mention that. So I give niggas credit for at least mentioning the possibility that there was a weapon. Now, yeah, I agree with you. It's hard to shoot somebody in the back when they point a gun at you. I agree with that. It's hard for a 50-something-year-old man to run down an eighth grader over 150 yards. So those are very, very good points. What I want to know is what an eighth grader got doing with a gun. See, when we gonna be for real about what's happening? What the hell he doing with a gun in the first goddamn place? Now, I ain't here to hold on. You had your 2.5, 3.5, 4.5 minutes. Hold on. Now I get to ask questions. What this nigga doing with a gun? That's partially part of the problem. But I ain't here to blame the young man. I blame the black community as a whole. Because you keep going to these nail salons that these Koreans are running. You keep going to these shops that the Arabs and the Asians are running. You keep spending your money in these stores where they keep disrespecting you. Now they don't got bold enough that they shoot you. Not one time, not 2 times, but 3 times a charge. And the nigga get away with all 3 shootings. I blame the black community. When you gonna stop shopping at this store? This man done shot one dude that don't survive and shot a car 6 times. Now I heard the car survived too, but I'm just saying, when you gonna stop going there? The black community, we got an issue. We got a problem. When we gonna stop shopping at stores that are being put up in our community that don't belong to us and that are not hiring us? Why we
Well,
keep spending money where we are being disrespected over and over and over
no,
again? This is the black community's problem. Don't interrupt my three and a
no,
half,
no,
four and a
no.
half, five and a half
I'm
minutes.
saying you got your time. You got your time. And now we finna get down to some real stuff because you
You
got
cut
your
me
time.
off.
We
Cut me
let you
off right at
grandstand.
2 minutes.
Hold
This
on.
this nigga this nigga talk from
We
9 to 10,
let you
but
grandstand, brother. We let you grandstand. We get you. We let you get off, but we gonna
no.
have to reel it back in. We gonna have to reel it back in because
Where
first of
Chef
all,
Mike at? He gonna have
Chef Mike can't save you. Okay.
Okay, let me can I answer this question for the gun?
Well, I do gotta get something. We gotta put something out here. We gotta put something out here. There's no confirmation that the gun belonged to the boy. I'm not gonna say the gun wasn't his, but there's no confirmation of that. Where was the gun seen? The gun was seen, quote unquote, by the store owner and his son. Okay. They claimed he threw the gun away. Now,
Yeah.
some other folks said something, but they claim they threw the gun. So they never really confirmed in anything that I saw that the gun actually belonged to the boy. That probably could have been the son's gun. Okay, definitely could have been I'm talking about the store owner's son. It could have been his gun. But I'm gonna say this: I have to accept that there is a reality out there where it could have been the boy's gun. Maybe, just maybe, he was following the wrong path and then kind of figured out he just wasn't built for that life. Because if you got a gun and you're running, obviously you're not built for that life. So at the end of the day, Cyrus never used this gun, if it was even his, to threaten anybody, based on information that we know that's for sure.
That's correct.
It's only this. We gotta believe what the son of Rick Chow say, that this gun is even a real question to the scenario. I gotta believe what the son of Rick Chow says. Now, what do I know about Rick Chow and his son? I know they chasing an 8th grader down the street who sold nothing. So I gotta believe them to even make the gun a real thing.
How convenient, huh? Right.
So,
Can you
well, go ahead.
let's say it was true that the boy had a piece on him. This is a scenario where if you got it, you should use it. You couldn't steal nothing from them, and two grown men start chasing after you. And
No. Yesterday
you
they
had
was
your
telling
time.
us.
You had your
Yesterday,
time.
what?
No,
Wait,
no,
hold on.
you had your time.
Yesterday they was telling us these young black men should walk away and run away from the situation. That's what they were telling us yesterday.
Yeah, okay. Let's run away. You're running away from them. Remember, they own a grocery store or a bodega. So if they own a bodega, chances are they have a gun just for protection of the store, right? So if you're being chased by them, chances are they are armed. And if they're chasing after you and they're armed, that means that they don't mean you no good. So if you got that piece on you and you're 14 years old, chances you should just pull it out and use it, pop both of them, and you accept your 10 or 15 years of prison, and you get out of time. You get out of prison right on time to get your driver's license. At least he'd still be alive.
Now I'm gonna say shout out real quick to Serious Rock. He asked a heck of a question in the chat. He said, "You got a gun to steal water? Come on now, really?" Now I'm gonna say this, y'all. Again, he's at a young, impressionable age. where you kind of make a choice in life of which direction you really finna go. Because a lot of us we're gonna make these life choices right around freshman year. So he's an eighth grader. He's getting to that point to really make a decision on where he wants to go with his life. Maybe he was trying to get on some gangster stuff because of stuff that he's been influenced by. Maybe he did get a gun, but then realized he just ain't built for that life. But at the end of the day, the gun don't even come up until the chase is on.
Yeah.
So how you acquit a man and the gun don't even come up to after the chase is on? Now, I'm gonna say this: it wasn't illegal to chase him. You can chase a person down yourself. You can do that, but you are supposed to have a justifiable reason of killing a person, even if you have a legal gun. You're supposed to give a justifiable reason. And at this particular point, you got to kind of believe that the store owner's son believed that he was in some kind of danger, and even he say that he just said he's got a gun. It wasn't that the gun was pointed at him or anything like that. So in this claim, this kid falls. He falls in some kind of way that a gun is just magically pointed at the store owner's son, and now the store owner shoots him to protect his son and himself. You got to believe this in order for. And see, the thing is, a lot of people don't truly understand law, and we're supposed to be doing stuff beyond a reasonable doubt. Okay? Beyond a reasonable doubt. Is it beyond a reasonable doubt that this is not a murder? I don't really understand how you can kind of come to that conclusion based on the stuff that I saw. But somehow the jury came to a conclusion. And my thing is, it don't shock me the way the jury went because you looking at the little nigga who got chased down by Rick Chow and his son. It's only one black party involved. So of course that little nigga you got to let him off the hook. Why would you tell Rick Chow he can't shoot at niggas? Because if you lock him up, you are sending out a message that people who are not black men can't shoot niggas. When does that happen in America?
Can I interject, Roger?
Well,
Roger,
unfortunately for you,
you
Pookie
know
Ball
what?
done came up.
Man,
Unfortunately
Pookie
for
Raw
you.
ain't got nothing to say. Pookie Raw ain't got nothing to say. He gonna give me the
Peace,
first
fellas.
30
Peace,
seconds
fellas.
of
Peace, fellas. Peace, fellas. How y'all doing today? I see we
I'm
back
doing
on.
well.
I see we back with the white man triggering us through this media stuff, but we're gonna have a conversation.
Hey, maybe
If
we
the
got to.
guy don't get, if the guy doesn't get, if the guy gets convicted of murder, that's telling people that you could do whatever you want to do in another man's business, which people are already doing right now. You got people walking in and out of stores looking at the security guard like he ain't nobody. Literally telling the security guard you can't touch me. You got people not robbing, shoplifting so much to a store got to shut down like Walgreens. This is the problem with us needing to control our own image. And when we see people blemishing our image, we gotta say something. We gotta we talking about boycotting Chinese niggas. We should have been boycotting YouTube, boycotting HBO, boycotting Fox News 11, all of these people. Because this is what it comes down to. They look at all of us the same. It don't matter if you're a young light skinned boy with dreads or you ugly like Great Black Reset. They look at us all the same.
damn, a face for radio. Damn.
They look, they look at us all the same. I don't know the boy, so I'm not going to jump to any conclusions. I know how these young boys do right now, and I'm still not going to jump to any conclusions. But this is what the other people's going to be doing, jumping to conclusions. The youth, our black youth, is out of control right now. Y'all can sit on here and do all this white man, black man stuff y'all want to do. Yo, the youth is out of control. Roger, you live in the area. I mean, you live in a state or a city where niggas is 12 years old with guns, big guns, with big drums. I live in a state where niggas is 12 years old with big guns. I'm like, damn, little nigga, where you get that from? And we gonna sit here like we not from these places and we don't see these things. R.I.P. to that young brother, but we really gotta start being. If we talking about this black man leadership stuff and all that, we gonna have to do a lot of. We gotta do a lot of cleaning up, man. Because it's going to keep on happening because I don't think the youth is going to learn their lesson from something like this and being like, oh, you know what? This can happen even if I think I want to get into this life or do something bad. This might be able to happen. They're not going to learn. They're going to keep listening to that Pooh Shiesty and keep throwing these damn Pooh Shiesty masks on and walking around looking like criminals.
Heck of an opening statement. Now, I'm going to say real quick. Oh, no, go ahead, Greg. You said you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
Let me get on there. Let me talk to Shaw because he seemed like the only one up here got good sense right now. You know what I'm saying? Even though he ugly as sin, but he got some good sense though.
Maybe one
Shaw,
part of this statement. Maybe one part.
You got some little cousins, probably some little nephews running around, and little kids that look up to you, right? So if there's a bodega on your block that a few years ago the bodega owner shot and killed
I think the Lord is blessing us right now, y'all.
Whatever. I thought that was just me. He balking out, right?
Yeah, I looked. I was like, no, my signal's strong. This guy the Lord is doing his thing right now. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you. That's all I'm gonna do. He good
and they survive
all the time.
This nigga a hater over here.
Nah, reset the dogs all the way out. We
didn't hear none of that. Yeah. We didn't hear none of that.
I'm in the mountains of West Virginia. So this is why I was asking Sean. Let's just say your nephew is about to go to the bodega. And this owner of this bodega though shot one person and shot at another person in their car, but they survived. Would you not warn your nephew, hey, bro, don't go to that bodega. You need to go to another.
Absolutely correct. I tell him don't go to Mr. Chin Bodega with that bullshit. You know he be shooting at niggas. Don't play with him.
I would tell my son don't even go there. Don't shop there. Go to the store on another block. This is what I'm saying, bro. We just keep letting them disrespect us in our own neighborhoods, bro. They shouldn't even be in business.
Now I'm gonna say this is where we somehow overcomplete. Now I did jokingly talking about how Mr. Chow gonna get down, but Mr. Chow is gonna get down. He understands he's not gonna be bothered for shooting at niggas. He understands that clearly. Now, if you're trying to rob him, why am I tripping that he's shooting at a nigga? Hey, why would I care? You trying to rob him? If you try to rob me and I'm in his position, do I not pull out a gun and shoot at you too? No, I probably do. So I'm not even tripping about that part. Now, the thing is, once a person is fleeing the scene, now you got to kind of chill. But he takes it upon himself to continue going.
Roger, since when? We don't even chill where we from like that. We chasing you down.
I do understand a actual chase down, but the issue that I would say that I've seen presented with Mr. Chow here is that when because remember he did get one person. He got one person. So that's that. But the other person that was in the vehicles, the person who was trying to drive off in the truck, now he shot at that truck 6 times as it was driving off. Now, I can't shoot at the truck 6 times as it's driving off because I'm a nigga. But Mr. Chow can. See, to me, that's where the real problem is. If you're going to talk about it from a societal standpoint, he can shoot at the truck driving off, but I can't shoot at the truck driving off. Well, that's an issue.
No. Are you a store owner or are you just a nigga on the corner in Chicago?
No. But if I'm in the exact same position as him, I still can't shoot the truck driving off. No, you can't. They done said time and time again, it is illegal for you to shoot a nigga that's fleeing. That's what they tell. That's what they tell black folk. If they're fleeing, you cannot kill them.
Well, test out the theory.
No,
It's, I mean, let
no,
me and
no.
Great Back Reset know if it if it's correct. Because you try to
It's
steal out of
illegal.
somebody's store, they could let you have it.
It's illegal to shoot people as they are fleeing. It's legal to shoot niggas as they fleeing.
And that's what I'm saying. I will agree with that based on what I've
I can
seen.
agree.
And because I've already said when I grew up, I already figured out just through watching television and all that, anybody can shoot a nigga unless you a nigga. Okay, if you a black man, you can shoot. Well, now if you a black man, you can't shoot at other black men. But if you're not a black man, you can pretty much shoot how you want to. And they're gonna make it where you're not gonna really have a problem. And this is just another case of that. Now, my thing is, he's wrong for stealing from the store. But according to the police, he wasn't stealing from the store. But he still had to take off running for whatever reason. Now, people can say, well, why would the kid take off running? Whatever decision he made, he was right. Because the fact that he didn't run well enough cost him his life.
And the
Why
fact
didn't he
that he
start
started
running
running
in the
made him.
first place?
The fact that he started running made him look guilty of anything, and that's why I
No,
think
he's
people say,
he's
"Why
a
did you start running?"
he
Well,
looked guilty because he was a black male. We need to be honest about that. He
Roger,
looked guilty
everything
because he
ain't
was a black male.
Roger. Everything ain't about black, man. If that was a white man and he just started running out of my store, he looked guilty of some shit too. Come on, bro.
Well, we literally talking about a case where the guy got killed and just got off.
Yeah, but it don't matter. He looked like he looked. You look guilty if you just start running.
Mr. Chow looked extremely guilty because he chased a nigga down with nothing, but he literally just got let off.
130 yards, by the way.
Okay, but we gonna hold fast because no placeholders here, so we gonna hold fast and let him get his statement in. No placeholder, you got the flow.
Morning, Roger. Morning,
Good morning.
panel, chat. Yes, I believe this is a worthy follow up because I imagine that the objective of this video or the show today is to indicate that there are times that when you walk away from a situation that the aggressor can still basically pursue, which basically I believe that was supposed to be a rebuttal to the point of Carmelo choosing to basically choosing to walk away from that previous situation versus knife and Austin. So um, this I did listen to all the videos. The police chief it made it clear that he said the criteria for basically using a deadly force or using a weapon is that you or your son life must be in imminent danger. So with that said, um, I I watched all the video, but I only saw the acquittal or the not guilty. But I would have liked to have a little more meat as to why the jury found that it was, I said, okay to let Mr. Chow go. So based on not having that bit of data in between there, I would have to agree with you, Roger, that one, you are right. And Mr. Chow felt comfortable shooting at this young boy because he was black. You were very correct in that assessment. Um, Not only I said shooting after him, but obviously he had a history of shooting after other people. Um, and he wasn't charged by any means, not even reckless use of his gun at that time, nor anyone basically like removed his gun license. Through just, I'm saying nothing came out of it. So, I'm assuming that's that same police department, the same police department that basically said that he had. Because it's interesting that he's on video saying that the chief of the police saying that it's not okay to use force in that way, but Mr. Chow has a history of using force in that way. You know what I'm saying? Because he's clearly been shooting at people with the gun that you license. In order for you to get a gun, you have to go to the police department and actually get a gun license. So, and then obviously, if you start using a gun, they would have to come and investigate it. So, in my opinion, that police department basically kind of gave Mr. Chow the latitude. Because in the first incident, shooting at somebody's car, they should have taken his gun. You know what I'm saying? And basically, made him basically go through training and on other things. But yeah, but in terms of I fully agree with you, Roger. With a combination of how he felt about shooting that boy and the fact that they let him go in that court, I would have to agree with you, Roger. It is a race. It is based on race. So I land there.
Okay. Now I'm gonna
Wait, so
say
Roger, you telling me that if a white person came in Mr. Chow's spot and tried to rob him, he ain't gonna get Chow ain't gonna shoot him? He just gonna let him walk off?
nah, I didn't say that. I have gave no indication that Chow has a problem shooting. Period. I ain't gave no indication that. But when he does shoot, it's about what he can and can't get away with. See, when he shoot, people start looking the other way. Now, if he shot at a white kid who ran away, I'm pretty sure we get much different results.
Well,
Okay,
hold on
but he
now.
shot a little nigga.
Maybe if Mr. Chow would have stabbed him, he would have been found guilty. Maybe, just maybe, maybe.
And
Well, not
where's Mr.
the
Chow
thing
from again?
is, the thing is, I don't understand what y'all trying to conflate because this is the thing. You're never gonna hear me say a person can't protect themselves for their property. That ain't even the issue. The issue I said is that when the guy, because remember he got one of the guys, so okay, cool, I understand that you was causing the threat, he got you. It is what it is. But the other guy, they got in the truck, he bust off 6 shots, and they just let that slide while he was
That's
leaving.
Now,
so that's
Now,
what I'm.
so here's the question:
That
how
goes.
many
That
times did
goes.
this? My
hey,
fault.
that's what's been reported. It is what it is. That's what the report
But
is. He was
but
able
listen.
to shoot. He was able to admit that he shot at somebody driving away 6 times, and the cop said, "Well, cool, don't worry about it." Now, I'm not saying they wasn't trying to rob him or whatever the case is. The thing is, if you're a black man, you ain't finna bust off at nobody fleeing 6 times, and they finna let you go.
Oh yes, I am.
No, you could do it. You just ain't
See,
gonna be let go.
No, I am because I'm owning a
I'm
business. I'm
agreeing.
putting
I'm
into the
agreeing with you.
PAL.
What the
I'm
problem?
invested in the
I'm,
community. I'm investing in the PD around my area. They come in. They getting free coffee so they know, Mister Raw ain't just shoot for no reason. This is how you got to play the game.
Nah, I'm better.
All right.
Mr.
Now
Mr.
hold fast, real quick, y'all, because I'm gonna highlight Black Rule Strike says, "Do we know why Cyrus ran? Do we know what? Do we know he was threatened, which led to his fleeing? What all we know is he had a confrontation with a Rick Child's son at the store, and that
Where
led
was that
to him,
mentioned, Roger?
running.
Oh,
Where was that mentioned, Roger?
No, it was in the information when I was looking into the stuff. That's
yeah,
what they said. He had a conversation in the
Rick
store.
Child's son testified to that.
No, I saw the clip you put in there. The clip where they actually, I'm saying, so you should have put more details in there, Roger.
Well,
They
Rick
said
no,
he's
Child,
basically.
the
Rick
thing is,
Child's
I
son
only can.
testified to it. He
Yeah,
testified to that.
the thing is, I can only put so much stuff in because how much can I say? Y'all got to watch this to kind of follow along with what I'm saying. So I can only put so much information there. You just got to put in what you can, but you got to have an understanding. I have seen way more than what's I put in the link. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's a link that ain't really got much to it, I done seen way more than what's in the link. You know. So I've even seen the testimony. I was seeing the court cases. I've seen what the defense was saying. I've seen a lot of what actually happened and what people put into the actual courtroom. So I've seen a lot. Anytime what I'm saying, when there's more to it, more than likely I've seen a whole lot more than what I showing y'all in the clip. So I know that they had a issue in the store. They didn't have a fight or nothing, but they had an altercation of some kind. They had some words, and he decided to leave. And when he left, he started running. So obviously, that altercation he felt was kind of an unsafe situation. And then they ran out there after them. And now that it had to be addressed, they had to say why they were chasing him. So what they gonna say? What we think he stole something?
Hey,
What else
you
are you
think?
gonna say at that
You
particular point?
think?
You got a dead nigga, okay? You got a hot gun, okay? What you gonna say when the police say what happened? Because now you got to answer the question because you got a dead body here. Well, we
Thank you.
thought he stole something.
Thank you.
Rick Chow is consistent. He shot at a vehicle that was leaving, and he shot at a young man that was running. He
Yeah.
consistent.
But my question is, how many times did this happen to Chow before he got a gun and started busting his gun?
I mean, there's no way to know that, but at the end of the day, when you have a gun, you're supposed to have responsibilities that go along with having the gun. And at the end of the day, whatever happened to him ain't got nothing to do with Cyrus.
Because I'm still trying to figure out how did the jury come to saying he's not guilty. So
I'm pretty sure I know how the jury came to that conclusion, especially with the information that's available. You know, the jury say a little nigga die, and the jury say Rick Child's a hero. This happens all the time.
I think that's a stretch.
But we got these other gentlemen that came up. We got Broncos here, and Kangaroo is here as well. So before we go into Mo, let's let them get their words out. Bronx, you got it.
What up, Roger? What up, chat? What up, panel?
Peace.
You know, I'm very disappointed in Reset, man, and Shark. I'm more disappointed in Shark, really, because I expect this from Reset. Reset been an Uncle Ruckus for a long time, man. I know if we on a plantation, if I choose to run, Reset gonna go to Massa and be like, Massa, Trump trying to run off. Trump trying to run off.
I got Revilla
So I expect your take, man. But I did not expect that take from you, Shark. We got to stop blaming ourselves for why white people see us the way they do. We got to stop that, man.
Wait, hold on. Wait,
it's almost like we forget. Yeah, it's almost like we forget that when we first got here, there was no such thing as the forbidden two letters, right? And we were still their problem, right? After slavery, dealing with the Jim Crow South, black families were intact. Black men were in the home. We were teaching our children how to carry themselves, our daughters how to dress, our sons how to behave, how to interact with people out in society. We're an upstanding people, and still they stuck dogs on us, sprayed us down with water hose, right? We were treated this way before the media started to portray us in the light that it's portraying us today. So we gotta stop blaming ourselves for how they treat us. Don't matter if we not sagging really. If we start dressing like we were dressing back in the civil rights era, they still gonna look at us the same. We still gonna get treated the same here. So what we need to do really is start taking our own lives a little bit more seriously, right? So I can agree with, telling your children how to operate. Don't go down to Mr. Chow's store, that nigga crazy. I can get that. But if our kids make a mistake and don't listen to it, they don't deserve to be shot in the back about a football field lengths away from where the original incident occurred. They don't deserve that kind of demise if they don't get the message soon enough. I'm going to end my opening statement with that.
You see, Roger, this is the problem. This is the problem. This is that soft parenting shit right here, Roger.
Hold on. The problem is Kangaroo ain't had a chance to speak.
Oh, sorry, Kangaroo, my bad.
It's all good. Let's
Rock
let
got
him
me on fire right now.
Get your please. Kangaroo, you got it, my brother. How you doing?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? All right, so my issue here is we have too much scrutiny for this young man who we have very vague details about what his role in all this was, outside of there was a gun found on the ground and allegedly there was some water that was stolen. Also, that was not found on his person when he was found dead. Um, I'm not an expert in gun law. So if any of you are, please chime in, or if you've gone through firearms training and stuff like that. But shouldn't you be using your gun to as a means to get out of a situation? And you only shoot if you find yourself in a situation where it's unavoidable. We're not asking anything about when Mr. Chow pulled his gun out. Did he pull this gun out in the store? If so, we need to see some footage of that. Did he chase this young man down who fell twice? When in the process of this chase, did Mr. Chow pull this gun out? I think that this was too open and shut. And this is just bad. Also, one of the things I've been noticing is sometimes some of these black lawyers they're just trash and they're not. I don't think that they're aggressive enough, or maybe the parents just don't have the money to pay these guys. But I don't think that this case should have been as easily won as it was. Again, I don't know gun law. I don't know if somebody just allegedly or tried to steal water from your store, which wouldn't have been a felony if he got caught stealing the water and went to jail. If you could just bust, bust at him. If he didn't pull a gun out on you, if he didn't put paws on you or anything like that. So I just think that we talk about black male leadership a lot and things like that, but then when it comes to situations like this, we put way too much scrutiny on us and not enough on the people that transgress against us. Did I use that word right? Maybe not. The folks that
You did.
oh, thank you. The folks that transgress against us. We need to stop this stuff. I understand that yes, the black community, portions of the black community. I'm not going to say the black community at large because I've been to Upper Marlboro. I've been to Bowie. The black community that I know is not the black community that people over here are talking about. Y'all need to get out the project. But yeah, man, we need to stop this excessive scrutiny on us in a lot of cases. Yes, there's time and place for it, but this is not the time to scrutinize that young man, especially when we don't know if that gun was his. There was no water found on him, and this man ran a football field away from whatever transpired in there, whatever words were said. He ran fast as hell, still got killed. I don't think this is the time to be talking about why this 14-year-old may or may not have had a gun and what his parents. I
Right.
don't think this is the
I,
time and
I
place for
gotta
that.
I gotta get in because the thing is, sometimes y'all gotta be careful, be more careful of how y'all talk because what you're saying makes a difference. Because it's public now. This is a public platform.
Okay.
We know he ain't steal nothing. The police already told us that. There's no question about whether he stole something. But when you chase a nigga down and you kill a nigga, and I'm using nigga deliberately, because I'm not saying you're gonna get the same results if it's somebody else. When you chase a nigga down and you kill a nigga, when you got to have the police involved, you have to give them a reason why you chased the nigga down. We don't know that they truly believe some water was stolen. That's just what they said. But they gotta say something. They done chased the man down all these yards away. So how you gonna chase the man down and not come up with a reason when the police show up of why you chase him down? Of course you're gonna say he stole something. That don't mean they even believe it. But they gotta tell the police something. Okay, cool. So now the police investigate, they can't find nothing. Okay. The gun, we don't truly know where the gun came from. It could have been his, it may not have been his. We are dependent upon the nigga, we are dependent upon Mr. Chow's son who chased a nigga down to have him killed and say, hey, the eighth grader had a gun. We don't even truly know if he had one. Now, I can say respectfully, because there's so many kids out here that's being raised by their moms, yeah, it's possible he had a gun. But when was the gun presented? It wasn't. Okay? The gun was never presented. Unless you believe that somehow that this kid failed, the gun was presented and was pointed at Mr. Child's son while Mr. Child, in response to save his son's life, somehow shot him in the back, but was behind both of them. But somehow he's turned around at Mr. Child's son as if he's threatening his life. You see what I'm saying? So now, how did the bullet get in his back? If the guy's pointing a gun at Mr. Child's son, which he said, okay, he said it at court. If he's pointing a gun at you and Mr. Child's behind both of y'all, how is he pointing a gun at you and Mr. Child got a clear shot to shoot him in the back?
You're being
I don't understand that.
disingenuous. You're
Yeah,
being
No,
I'll
no,
let
no.
you.
disingenuous.
I'm not being disingenuous
Roger,
because
you can point a gun. You can
that's
point
Okay,
a
what the
gun at
guy
so
any
said.
person
so
The guy
okay.
said when he fell, he grabbed the gun and pointed it at me. I told my father he has a gun. In response of hearing that he has a gun, Mr. Child said he shot the boy in response of that. But somehow he shot him in the back.
This is easy. This is the easy thing to present a possible case of. He failed twice, right? So that means the young boy probably caught up to him. That don't mean they was just in a straight line. He could have circled around him to prevent him from getting away, causing him to point a gun at the young boy while his back was to Mr. Child. That's possible, bro.
Thank you.
So
He
they
got it.
chase out somebody that had a gun. Like he's leaving and he has a gun and you chasing him down.
No, he didn't have a gun present when they started chasing him. He
He,
could have
he,
pulled.
he
He could have
didn't he
pulled
didn't
out.
he didn't pull the gun out. He ran and he fell twice, allowing them to catch up to him. It is
Mm-hmm.
reasonable to believe the younger Asian boy caught up to him. He
Mm-hmm.
probably got scared. He could have got scared and pulled a gun on the young Asian boy while not facing Mr. Child. This is a child. He don't know to keep
Oh,
everybody in front of him.
but why?
He
But
don't.
why
He
did? Why
don't
would?
know that.
But hold on. But GBR, if that was the case, that we like we have so much opportunity for them to tell us that. I did not hear anyone indicate that there was a confrontation. That like I'm saying.
Listen, even if Roger had seen some witness statement that said that, Roger wouldn't say that
But even with that said, though,
Roger
GBR,
was
why
not
wouldn't
not
Mr.
over
Chow
that with
not
him.
use that to vindicate himself? If he actually his child was in imminent danger, that was
Literally, he was literally found innocent. He might have used that. This is why
No,
we need
but
court.
no,
This is
no.
why I
Mr.
don't like
Mr.
messing with
Child
these
didn't.
that's what I'm
dangerous
trying to say.
guns.
Roger,
Mr.
you missed a
Yeah,
Child.
lot of
Mr.
detail,
Child did
bro.
not
You should have
Mr.
testify.
finished.
Mr.
Child didn't
Child,
speak.
Mr. Child
He
didn't
did not
testify
speak.
at all.
Right, Mr. Child did not speak. He kept his right to remain silent. And he used that, and somehow the
It,
people determined that he's not guilty of this. But we got to hold fast because I got to get Inspired Truth Broadcasting here.
All right, can I
Okay,
go after Inspired
wait a
Truth?
minute, wait a minute. Yeah, yeah. Just let Kungu in. Okay, I got him in. So yeah, Inspired Truth is the only person who hasn't spoke,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, okay. All right,
yes.
so yeah, go ahead, Inspired. Then it's a free fall. Go ahead.
All right, as per usual, peace to the panel, peace to the chat. I hope everybody's having a terrific
Any
Tuesday.
anybody here inspired truth? I don't hear nothing.
Nah, Roger,
And I hear way clearer than you talking about.
Roger,
I
you got
wouldn't
his
say
mic
this. I
muted.
wouldn't say that.
I knew you were going to start with the BS. I knew it. I knew I could rely on GBR for that.
So trash Negro.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry. I'm sorry.
go and click that reset on that timer on there for that 2 minutes too. I know
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yes, sir. Yes,
Mhm.
sir. Yes, sir.
All right, so here's what I think here. So I hate to have to do it here, but like we gotta pay a lot more attention to these prosecutors because this should have been a one case. And the issue here appears to me that they went after like the murder one charge. If they wouldn't have gone just after that, they really should have stacked on a bunch of different stuff on top of that. They should have done that. They should have done like murder two, murder three. They should have done like manslaughter, thrown that in
Hmm.
there. They should have thrown in reckless endangerment. They should have thrown in a gun charge for like shooting into a crowd. They should have thrown
Exactly. Yeah.
everything out there, all applicable charges, and then they would have gotten them. Like trying to do the highest level, hardest thing to prove first and only was a mistake here. Like for that, like, because you're not going to prove premeditation. Premeditation was
Hmm.
not going to be there.
Yep.
Like, they should have gone after the whole array of charges. And that's why we need to kind of think about some of these prosecutors when we're sitting like in our booths and we're going and we're selecting judges and we're selecting who's going to be the district attorney. We need to kind of like think about like their track record and then what they're doing in these cases, because in some cases, like you have to kind of look at it a little bit side at like, are you really trying to win this case? Like, are you really, and even if you want to give them the benefit of the doubt and say, okay, they're actually trying to win this case. Like, you have to ask the competency question of it. Like, you know that if you would have brought some of these other charges and gone after those instead, that this would have stuck. But
Yeah.
they didn't go after it in a competent manner. So I gotta say that we have to start looking at what they're doing and start voting accordingly. And that's where I'll land it.
Great
I'm,
point.
I'm gonna say
Very well said.
I don't think any of that's a mistake. I think they did exactly what they wanted to do. Because America done showed me long time ago, you can always kill that nigga as long as you ain't another nigga. Now we want you to kill that other nigga anyway, but we coming after you when you do it. But you other folks that ain't niggas, go ahead, have at it. Do what you want to do. We gonna leave you alone. We gonna clear a path so you can feel comfortable shooting these niggas down. And that's all I really see is happening in this particular case. They just clear the path so he can be comfortable. Now, the other stuff, when your store is actually getting robbed, now see, I can rock with you on that. If you defending your store, that's one thing. But this guy ain't stole nothing. And then if he stole something, you ran a long way to shoot him down. I know good and well ain't nobody gonna let me run no 130 yards down to chase somebody down and then kill him, and I ain't gonna have to pay no price for that. That's not gonna happen. And the thing is when we gonna stop being cool with being mistreated? I understand you can't change those systems immediately, but you ain't got to be cool with being mistreated. Now I'm gonna say shout out to Black Who Strike says this kind of nonsense that makes it easy for white and other non-black people to get away with killing black people. And that's what the purpose is. And I'm gonna say it's about black men at the end of the day, because even women can get away with killing us in these quote unquote unconventional ways. Okay? So now they telling people, it ain't a direct statement. Go on, kill these niggas. We gonna let you get away with it. We gonna figure something out. Don't worry about it. We gonna figure it out. Just shoot that nigga, make sure that nigga die, and we'll figure out how to let you off the hook. Now,
I
Right. Oh, damn.
we got one more guest that came in.
Man.
Greasy
After
Meat
him,
done stepped in the building.
after him, can I go?
Absolutely, absolutely. Greasy Meat, you got it.
No, I'm gonna let Shark get it. He needs to pick me up after the Spurs and kick this shit out of the Knicks.
Oh, I keep meaning to say shout out to
That
all
was
these Knicks
that
fans
was a
out
close
here.
game. Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Spurs
That's
in
a
Hey,
close
seven.
game.
man,
They
shout out
Spurs
to
in
all
7.
you Knicks fans out there. Real talk, man. Shout out to all you Knicks fans. I still
Niggas are
don't like
straight up
y'all, but
cheating.
shout out to y'all.
But yeah,
Respectfully.
so Brock, you still on the joint, right?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. This weekend, I was at my shorty crib, right, and I had put her on to my favorite. She asked me what's my favorite movie, and I told her Hollywood Shuffle is my favorite movie of all time. You ever seen that movie?
Mm-mm.
Well, in that movie, it was about a young black man who was trying to make it in the acting, who was trying to get an acting career up off the ground and make it in Hollywood, right? And every role he would try to go for was the main role he was trying to go for, they wanted him to be a pimp whose brother got shot and he's going to get revenge. And his grandmother was adamantly against him doing this role. She was like, my grandbaby ain't supposed to be playing no damn pimp, etc., etc. And the mother was like, well, mama, it's a work. It's an honest job. And she said she don't care. She said it's work down at the post office. That's why that movie was my favorite, because she was holding us accountable for the roles that we play and our image being horrible.
Yes, sir.
You don't gotta play no goddamn gangster. You don't gotta be in the hood videotaping your fights. You ain't gotta be on Vice TV with these crackers up in your neighborhood doing a documentary on y'all with the biggest guns in America. You ain't gotta do that. But you do it. You ain't gotta make hip hop songs talking about you gonna shoot a nigga as soon as you see him for no reason other than him wearing his hat to the side or he got a different. You don't got to. You don't got to. These people come from other countries and that's all they see of us. An image that a white person didn't do. It ain't no white man in blackface acting and he called himself Gucci Man. It ain't no white man in blackface calling and he's doing Jeezy music. No. These is black people doing this. It comes a time where we have to get back to our original thought pattern and being like, we not savages.
But you
They got
can't get
all
a
this
British
money.
actor to do it.
Well, well,
You
Can
could
I
get a
chime
British
in?
actor to do it,
no,
yeah,
no.
but we ain't gonna do it.
My thing is that good enough to explain the killing of Cyrus?
Yes. No, it's not. Nothing. I wouldn't care if it was a white boy who got killed. Nothing is. You're not supposed to kill nobody
not,
unless you have no choice other than doing so. So let's get that out of the. Don't. So let's not try to put it on Pookie Royal Coonan. No, nobody's supposed to do this. But we can't keep saying they look at us like, bro. We even the good black people. We have to say something about nigga. Nah, that can't be on the TV. Jewish
what
people, they don't let you make them look crazy. Black people
what
got to be the same way.
what
We got all
what
kinds of smoke for everything else. We got to start having smoke for the black people who are just out here horribly
All right.
representing
but you
us.
all
Can I?
you got to
Can I
have
respond to that?
smoke. You gotta have smoke for people who are killing you when you shouldn't be killed.
Oh, hold on,
That's a
gentlemen.
little bit more. That's a little bit more of a precedent because my life is at stake.
We do,
Okay.
Can I
Gentlemen,
but
respond to
I'm,
that
hold
I'm
after
on,
Hot
keeping
Talk
my
brother
or
time.
No,
Rodney.
no,
Let
no.
me
Whoa, 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 whoa,
Y'all
whoa, whoa, whoa.
hold fast, yeah, because we still got to get an opening statement in. So hold fast. But I'm gonna say, y'all, my life. Anybody who's taking lives should take more of a precedent. I get what he's saying, but at the end of the day, we got a man who actually took a life. He took a life from a boy that did nothing. Now y'all can say whatever you want. People can dig up his background and say, "Hey, he was this horrible kid." No, he was just somebody who went to the store that day. That's it.
With a gun. With a gun.
No,
With a
no,
gun.
not
So,
necessarily, because we
With a
don't even
gun.
know. We don't even know that that gun came from him. See, and this is the thing. We so willing to put something on a person without it even being confirmed. We don't know where that gun
Yeah.
came from.
I
Truth be
need,
told, when
hello?
I heard the story, when I first heard the story, I was pretty sure the gun that they claimed was his was the gun of Rick Chow's son. I'm pretty sure
So,
that's Rick Chow's son gun.
All right, Roger.
all right, um, shout out to the panel. Shout out to the chat.
Shout out to
Um,
the Uncle Ruckus.
Peace.
it's open statement, brother. I didn't come on to your job and kick the dildo out your ass. So, so, uh, um, y'all know that Pookie Raw. I rock with him from time to time, but this time I can't rock with him. The reason why this eighth grader, a middle schooler, an eighth grader is dead is because the black community just don't love itself anymore. We don't love itself anymore because you can't roll up in nobody else's spot and kill an eighth grader and shit be cool. You cannot roll up and kill an eighth grader anywhere else in the world and nothing happens to you, nothing happens to your family, nothing happens to your son. That's impossible. But yet we sit here and talk about, well, the law should have did this. That is that is shameful. We sit here and then we have other people say, well, it's because of TV and perception. Shame on you too. And we want to go to the law, let them solve it out. Shame on you too. Sometimes it calls for you to take direct action above and beyond the law. And this is one of those times where you think it is okay to kill an eighth grader. Not a high schooler, not a college student, but a middle school student. And whatever there's no excuse for this. There's no justifiable excuse to kill a child. Just point blank period. Whatever. Even if the kid had a gun, even if the kid has stole, you don't kill children. That's about everybody knows that. Even in war, you do not kill children. or that is considered a war crime. So at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why this brother right here is dead
Right.
because we refuse to take the law in our own hands. Now pass the mic on that.
I can definitely agree with you on that
Uh,
one, but you got to realize perception rules America. Perception literally rules America. And when you got to try, when you on trial and there's 12 people there that you never even met in your life, it's all about perception. What can the prosecutor, what can the defense get these? What perspective can they get to these people for them to make whatever they want to make happen?
No, no.
It's all
See,
about perspective.
no. It's not. It's about cultural law. It's about
Let me get
cultural
in there
law.
well,
next.
You
hold fast, y'all. Hold fast. 'Cause we got
hold
we got.
on.
No, hold on, bro. I'm gonna let you speak, but I need to tell you, we got another new guest up here. So go ahead and finish your point. Even though I don't agree with what what y'all talking about, but go ahead and finish your point. But we got another new guest, so I
It's
gotta get
called
in after you.
cultural. It's cultural law. When you kill black children, there's a price to pay in the black community.
There
Bottom
should
line.
be. There should be. Yeah.
All right, and I'm just gonna say, usually, if somebody's gonna do that, it's gonna be their father. But if
Let
you
me
don't
get in
have
after the
fathers
new
in the
guest.
home, I mean, and I'm gonna say his name is Carmack Benton, which suggests to me there's some single motherhood somewhere in
Mm,
there, just off
mm,
the two last names.
yep,
Okay, because his name should be just Cyrus Benton. That's what his name should have been. But
yep.
we got a new guest. Uh, what is it? I think it's Negro by Nature. I think it is. Uh, go ahead, my brother. Have you seen the show before?
Oh, what's no? I can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, we hear
I
you.
hear you, but I need to know: have you ever seen this show?
No, I never seen
Oh,
this
okay,
show.
that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna let you make a 2 minute uninterrupted opening statement, so you can get whatever your take is on this particular situation, y'all. And I am swapping people out just so y'all know. But go ahead and give a 2 minute uninterrupted opening statement. After that, I'm gonna read the rules of the show for all new guests. Go right ahead, brother. You got 2 minutes.
All right, thank you. All right, what I got to say about this area of South Carolina is what that store is not really in a black neighborhood, but it is. See, what you have that store is it's across the street from a library and then a school. Then down the street, 5 blocks, I think five, I want to say 5, 10 blocks is the next gas station, and then 5 blocks. The other way is next gas station, surrounded by 77, 20, and 26. So the black community is on this side, and then South Carolina, Columbia is a whole lot of old people. I want to say independent living. It's not independent living, old folks' home or whatsoever. So kids go to that school, go to that gas station before they go to school. You know what I'm saying? So you have everybody coming to that gas station. And also South Carolina is we could carry here. We don't need license. So that means once the gun dropped, he had the right to shoot him. It wasn't right or nothing like that, but the law is the law. You know what I'm saying? And another thing about the mom and whatsoever, if you hear the mom speak, in a news conference, she was just talking about herself, talking about she went online and all these terrorist attacks and all this other stuff. People threatened her. You know, if they would have paid attention to their son, it wouldn't have been all this other stuff. But there's consequences coming to this, man, and I don't think people really know what they're talking about because this is not a poor community whatsoever. Whatsoever. This is one incident that the store owner shot at 3 or 4 people, and he's gone. And this is not a poor neighborhood whatsoever. And my neighborhood is black everything, and we're not poor whatsoever. And thank you for letting me speak.
Okay,
I
now I'm gonna
do.
say this. Hold fast. Just for new people, rules of the show, y'all. No talking over the host. That would be me, of course. Rule number 2: stick to the subject of the show. Number 3: be respectful to others as they speak. Number 4, everyone is afforded a 2-minute uninterrupted opening statement. Use it wisely. Number 5, different opinions are welcome, but you must remain respectful at all times. And rule number 6, keep the cursing to a minimum. Because we don't like the cursing, okay? Now I'm gonna say this real quick. You cannot shoot somebody simply for possessing a gun. Because that was a misspeak. Because if people can own guns, that means you're gonna come across other people with guns. You can't shoot somebody just because they have a gun with them.
You
So
yes,
no.
yes, you're right. But if the gun fall or anything, if you're the only witness and you're the only person could get on that stand, who's gonna say different?
So I have a question for you. You kept saying that's not a poor neighborhood at all. You kept repeating that.
Yeah.
Could you explain what you mean by that? Like, what is
Well, a
why
whole lot of
that?
people say this is the hood and stuff. It's not a hood. It's not the hood at all.
My, my thing is,
It's not.
the
No, it's
amount of
not.
money the location has nothing to do with the fact that the man ran
But
out of the store.
it's not
No,
the
hold
hood.
on. No,
It's
it
not the
doesn't
hood
make a
though.
difference. The boy left the store and ran away. I don't care how
Yeah,
rich or poor you are. You can't chase a nigga down 130 yards and kill him
I
because you
agree.
feel like it.
I agree, sir. I'm just saying it's not the hood. It's
Yeah,
It,
not.
it,
I'm just
it
asking
doesn't.
why you
It's not
making
the hood though.
why
Right.
you making that distinction? Like, are you saying like is that acceptable in the hood and is not acceptable in non-hoods? I mean, I'm
It's
just I don't
not.
understand.
I'm saying it's not acceptable anywhere. I'm saying when I've been hearing on the internet, it's the hood, low income area.
Oh,
I'm
Uh,
okay.
letting you
okay.
know
All
it
right.
is
All right.
not the
Hold on. Slow
hood.
down. Slow down. Don't defend everything you heard on the internet. Deal with today's show.
I
Okay.
am.
No. What I'm
I'm
saying,
right here. My
brother,
kids, my
brother, be
kids
quiet when
go
I'm
to that
talking. Number
school.
1, don't talk when I'm talking. I'm the host. Number 2, this is the thing, brother. I'm not gonna have you here defending everything you've heard from any random place. We're gonna talk about the actual case, not what people are saying about the case.
I
Okay, but
am, sir.
you're saying people are talking about it's the hood. We don't care what people said about it. Okay, we talk about the case itself, not what people said about the case. There's a difference. Okay, that's all I'm trying to get you to do, brother. That's all I'm trying to get you to do. Talk
Well,
about what you know about the case, not what
sir,
people are saying about the case.
sir. I didn't. He asked me a question about the hood, and I answered the question. I didn't.
Brother, if you just
What
follow
you
the
talking
instruction I
about?
said, you okay. If you want to do anything else, you're gonna have a problem. Okay,
But
it's that simple.
anyway, like I said, anyway, you know what I'm saying? He did have a gun. And like I said, it is a school across the street and a library across the street. And school was in section. He did have a book bag. Where did he come from with that gun? I don't know. He
How do
could
you
have
know
been
he
in the
had a
school.
gun?
They found him on him, brother. I'm down the street. My kids go to the school,
No,
brother.
no, I'm asking you a question because according to the
It was right here.
brother, I'm talking. That means be quiet. Do not talk when I'm talking.
All right, man. All right, sissy boy.
I'm asking you a question. See that's the problem. You acting like a girl and you insulting me because you feel emasculated. See, you check your own manhood, brother. Mine's not in question, but yours clearly is. Now, I'm asking you a question because the report says that the gun was brought up by the people who shot the man down. They the one that claimed he had a gun, and the gun was already moved from his person when the police showed up. That's literally why I'm asking you, how did you know he had a gun? Because the cops don't even know he had that gun. So how did you know it? And the cops reported that they didn't know it. Brother, that's a question for you. How did you know they had a gun when the cops didn't even know he had a gun?
Wait, how the cops didn't know he had a gun if
The
this is
I
cops
think he
said
bounced out.
the cops
Oh no,
said
I
they
hear
did
you.
not find a gun on his possession.
Yeah, because if he had a gun and you shot him dead, I would kick the gun away from him. Ain't that what the cops do when they come up on you? They kick the gun away.
The gun, according to the cops, was not was not confirmed that was his gun. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it wasn't his
This
gun,
is
but the cops
this
didn't
is
even say it was his gun.
this is Roger being disingenuous. You
No, it's
can't
not. It's
prove.
me asking a
Oh,
legitimate question.
hold on, I got a legitimate answer. Where is a minor gonna legally go buy a gun?
I don't know the gun is belongs to the minor. It could have
A
belonged to
mi-
Mr. Child's son.
a
That was the first
minor
thought I
can
had.
a minor cannot legally own a gun, so a cop can't confirm that he owned the gun. Roger.
Thank
Here's
you.
the thing though, like if you're gonna kind of go by that kind of logic there, then when people have like those illegal substances on them, you could say that. I mean, you can still say that
No,
that's like either person because people get sprinkled all the
but,
time, and people say, "Oh, that's the possession of the illegal
right.
substance."
Well, the point
Well,
is,
well,
the point is, if there's no witness to his gun possession, then I don't know that that's his gun. I'm not even saying it wasn't his gun, but there was no one who witnessed that that was his gun. Even the people
Nick,
testifying didn't witness he had a gun. The only person who said he had a gun was the people who killed him.
Yeah,
exactly. But they
That's
are witness. But,
extremely
Negro,
unique.
Roger, they are witness though.
But
They
but
are
but
witness though, Roger.
but
Negro
hold
by
fast,
blood. Can you answer that question?
hold fast. We got to get Rael in. We got to get Rael in. So let's let him get his take. All right, go ahead, Rael.
Yeah, I was trying to interject because I think piece of the panel, piece of the chat. I was trying to interject because I saw where this was going. Um, there's a difference between the truth and narratives, and we need to be very careful on what we're really trying to get to. Are we really trying to get to the truth, or do we want to sell our narrative that wraps this up in a nice bow to make us feel good about our position? Narratives is what's going to get us in trouble. We got to get to the truth. No matter how, if it looks ugly for the kid, hey, it looks ugly for the kid. If it looks ugly for the store owners, it looks ugly for the store owners. But the problem is that too much of, especially when it comes to law enforcement, a lot of this stuff is about narratives. It's not about the right or wrong of the situation, and it just gets so convoluted that we really can't ever figure out really truly what happens. So we have to do a better job, even ourselves, when we're tackling these type of situations, to not to try our best to be as objective as possible, so we don't just come to the situation where our narrative is trying to win, but we're really just really trying to actually get to the truth, no matter if it looks ugly for our side or if it's ugly for the other side.
Okay, now, and I'm gonna say when it comes to this gun situation, it is what it is, y'all. If he had a gun, okay, at some point in time, you got to say he had the gun and he shot or attempted to shoot at somebody, but then to have justifiable force. Like this gun had to be presented at some point in time. Now, all I know is a kid is shot dead in the back. Okay, he shot dead in the back. Is it reasonable for me to believe that even if the kid had a gun, they just found it on his body after the dude is dead? Is that reasonable for me to believe? Absolutely. Is it also reasonable for me to believe that that was one of the guns they had? Because we know they like the gunplay. That's also very reasonable. So we don't know where the gun came from. But if you're going to go with, which the guy said, the guy pointed the gun at me. I told my dad he has a gun. The dad responded by shooting him. But the dad is trying to catch up to them.
See, the thing is to me is that when I don't understand where why can't we be on one accord? So first of all, when we talk about the law, it used to be legal to own black people as animals. And we talk about, well, the technicalities of things. This is America, Jack. America has made it valuable to hunt black people, especially black men, as game, as sport. And the police don't do anything about it. And by the way, shout out to that red bone police officer. Good Lord, she can get it. That's neither here nor there. The point of the matter is that in America, it's open season on black people, and we're up here talking about laws, narratives, and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on, but from my point of view, the truth don't matter. The point is that you're being hunted.
Yeah,
It's
you're
being hunted. You know what I mean? You got two choices: prey or predator.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you're kind of right. Like I'm have to agree with this. Like this is another one of those like you have a point cuz rules are not actually really real. They end up becoming something that's subjective and the only thing that's actually real is power and the will to use
Exactly
it.
right. Exactly
You
right.
know, you know, you know. For everybody,
Like look. That nigga who owned the Dallas Cowboys, right? He was anti board versus what was it?
yeah,
Board
Board versus
Brown versus
Brown
Board
versus
of
Board of
Education.
Education. Yeah, he was in
Yeah,
that picture.
yeah. And did his fellow billionaires criticize him? No, they did not.
Nope,
No, they did
nope,
not. They stood
nope.
toe to toe.
And
Go
you know,
ahead,
for
man.
everybody who kind of subscribes to like we need to be more careful about our image as black men. Do y'all remember Cameron Terrell? Y'all remember that white kid in California who actually joined the Rolling 90s Crips and then went on a mission. Black guy ends up getting killed. He gets acquitted for murder, and he was actually a Rolling 90s Crip. White boy, very affluent, got acquitted of that murder, went on to graduate from the University of Houston. Life went on like nothing.
So you mad you
Well,
can't get away with the crimes
well,
the white
well,
people commit?
I'm
That what you
just
mad
putting it
about?
out there to show
I'm
you
gonna say
the image in and of itself is not the issue. It's that you're black.
I'm gonna say, look, when it comes down to it, the first thing I got to do is work on being alive. The boy dead. The boy didn't do anything. That's the reality that we know. Why is he dead? Because the store owner felt comfortable enough to run out and kill him.
And I
Now
want
Oh,
they got a
and I want to
that's
cockamamie. No, they got a cockamamie story that he put a gun out on them and they shot him in the back some kind of way.
and to your point,
I
GBR.
want.
Yes, I am. I am extremely mad that I cannot break the law like white people. Yes, I am, nigga.
Okay.
Yes, I
Okay.
am.
I want.
Yeah. There you
Okay.
go.
I want to get a statement in here. So I
I'll go after you
disagree.
then.
I disagree in part with Roger. I don't disagree wholly with it, with everything, with anything. But I disagree in part with Roger and in part with Hot Sauce. Yes, they kill kids everywhere. They kill kids everywhere, bro. Especially kids with guns. And if you in Chicago, you in Miami, you in Jacksonville, you in New York, if a kid presents a gun, you better take it seriously. If you don't, use a fool.
Some sleep.
All right.
It's foolish. We're not being honest. We're not being
No,
honest, man. You got young dudes pulling guns on people and shooting and killing people in this country every day, man.
but
We're
you
I
not
think you
being
need to
honest
mute
about
up.
this.
I think Bronx needs to
Great
mute
Black
up. Hold
Reset.
on.
You're
I think
arguing
Bronx needs to
something
mute
that
up.
we can't even say happened because at the end of the day, there were witnesses,
Circle.
and so far the only people who saw that man
Go ahead,
present a
Pooh.
gun
It's
is the
good.
people who
Cheers.
shot him. The other witnesses didn't see no gun being pointed at them, but they saw the gun being pointed at them.
Wait, say that again.
The
What other
other
witnesses?
witnesses did not see him point a
I
gun
don't
at,
know if he's
at
gonna
him.
respond though.
There were three other witnesses besides, or two other witnesses besides his son that spoke.
Well, the witnesses ain't
I
going to
saw
see the gun pointed.
testimony.
The witnesses ain't chase him, so they're not going to see the gun pointed at them
Exactly. It's
themselves.
No,
a
no. What
hundred
I'm
and fifty
saying
yards
is,
away.
I didn't see any witness confirm that they saw the gun being pointed at them at all.
Yeah, and
No,
on top of
no.
that, those are like neutral witnesses. Those are not people that are like involved in the event that are implicated. Like, cause like if you're going to be implicated by something, then yeah, you're gonna cook up a story. That only makes sense. But my
no niggas.
question to
Well,
Negro by Blood is like, I heard that the Chows actually sold their store, so there was like at least some sort of pushback from the community. Like if they can't live, if they couldn't continue to operate like that.
So this is what I want to say. This is what I want to say to the coon known as Great Black Reset.
oh,
Uh, he
let me
said
get my
that
cool
we're not being
glasses.
honest about, and I say it respectfully, by the way. And we're not being honest about kids pulling guns on each other and things like that. Well, listen, you're a foreigner coming to our community trying to make money off of us. So look, you know that. So that's the price of doing business. If you want our money, then risk your life up, nigga. And if you don't like it, don't open up a business in our community. Right? Because yes, kids are allowed to put guns on other kids. That's we okay with that. But when a foreigner puts a gun on our kids, we're not okay with that. And you know what? That is okay.
I'm okay. I'm with that. I'm with the nationalism. I'm with that now. I can agree with that. But this foolishness of trying to pretend like this kid didn't enter the store with a gun, this is crazy.
Okay,
This
well
is
then
crazy.
I apologize for calling you a crew. If you with that, then okay, then you're not a crew.
Bro, it don't make a difference if he enters the store with a gun and nobody knows he has a gun.
It does make a difference.
You know, it
It
don't.
does make a
Difference.
difference.
What's the
Yes, it
difference?
does.
What's the
That's the difference, bro. No,
why?
bro. No, the difference is if it's my son, I don't want my son going anywhere with a gun at that age. That's the difference, man. We
That's
got the whole.
fine.
We got.
We don't even know
Come
he
on,
had a
bro.
gun. We don't even know he had a gun. And
So
if
we
he had a
believe.
gun, and if
So
he had a gun at the store, it was never brandished at the store. Why is he being chased down?
so wait a minute. So we believe everything that goes against Mr. Child, but we don't believe anything that goes with it. Just because we
No, no,
black.
no.
That's what we doing.
No, my thing is,
Yes,
That's what we doing.
no. What we got to
yes.
do is, what we gonna do is not skip steps. The man went into the store, no gun was brandished. The man left the store, no gun was brandished. The man ran away from the people, no gun was brandished. But now we gonna skip past everything else and say, well, he had a gun, even though we couldn't confirm he had a gun, so it's okay to kill that little nigga.
Here's the disingenuous part. At the end of the show yesterday, we talked about defending our own children and how far we will go. So this man defended his son because he saw a gun while his son was in proximity. Because his
We
son told him
didn't.
there was a gun. Hold on, wait a second. His son, he testified that I told my father he has a gun, which means he was
That
closer to the
no,
kid than his father,
that's
and his father
after
shot him.
he left the store and chased a nigga down 100 some yards.
So
Yeah, because reset. Yesterday, you actually talked about the critical thinking skills that an adult should have that children generally don't have, right? Well, do you think that it's
correct.
critical thinking for an adult to chase a 14-year-old kid 100 yards, a football field length
More than
distance
100 yards.
over
No, no,
over some water that you think they stole from your store?
no,
Okay,
absolutely not.
all right, okay.
Absolutely not. I don't agree with that. Like I said, there's parts I agree with and parts I don't. But this is what I'm saying. Yesterday we talked about how far we would go to defend our own children, right? So, and I proposed this that the younger kid probably caught up to him, which what that's what it sounds like coming from the testimony, because he said he told his father he has a gun, which means his father couldn't see it. His father couldn't see it, and his father
And
action
let me
apparently.
ask
Wait, hold on one second. Hold on one second. His father's actions were apparently based on what his son told him. If it was my son and we had wrongfully ran down this kid, and my
you don't even know.
That's God. That ain't me. That's God.
Yeah,
Hell, mom.
yeah. We can't hear you, but
my
I want to
son,
say this: what God's working on him. I want to say this: that at the end of the day, there is no gun. Just because the kid say he saw a gun doesn't mean it's the truth.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That mean, and that's what we. And then on top of that, the kid is not even black, so we can't believe him, right? We can't believe the kid, so he's automatically lying because he's not a part of that community. So automatically he's a liar, right?
I,
Let me
And
let me
so
let
he
me
no,
lied to his dad. He lied to his dad, and then his dad, instead of verifying, did not use critical thinking, and did something dumb.
well, I'm gonna say I
let
get what you're trying to say, and because you said the part about he
this
being
is a
black,
question.
I'm gonna say realistically. Now, even without the quote unquote trying to make it an automatic black, he lied. Even without that, I gotta believe him, and he the nigga that chased the dude down 100 something yards. Why would I believe his story?
You shouldn't.
Where's his credibility coming from? You chase a nigga down for stealing water who ain't got no water.
Well, I
Why
mean,
would I believe your story at that point?
but the thing about it is I'm not gonna believe a person that doesn't live in my neighborhood.
No, no,
I'm
no.
not gonna believe a person that doesn't support the
I,
citizens.
I do
In the,
get that, but I'm saying even without that, because that's some unity stuff. I'm saying even without the unity stuff, why would I believe a person who swear he chased him down because he stole some water, even though he ain't got no water?
right,
He chased him over 130 yards over a dollar worth of water,
right,
basically.
yeah.
Why would I believe that guy? That don't even make sense. Where's his
You don't believe
credibility?
that guy. You
Okay,
don't believe that guy because there was no water, so he's wrong about that. And then nobody found the gun, so obviously he's wrong about that. That nigga need glasses.
if
Can
you
I ask a
if you
question? Can I ask a question?
you on the store, you on the store,
Can I can I ask a
what
question?
what
Go ahead, Ryan.
goes over 130 yards and leave your store by itself
Who is
with the
that
cash
talking?
in the register?
Oh, we didn't hear you, brother. You was going in and out. We didn't even hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Not well.
Uh, what about now?
Okay, go ahead. And
If you
after you,
own
we gonna get Rael in.
if you own the store and somebody stole a bottle of water that costs $2, would you run after them and leave the cash register by itself for over 130 yards? Would you leave your store unattended? Is that a smart decision? Or is it you got into your feeling, you said you're not gonna let this N-word go, so you're gonna do whatever it takes to get it.
I'm saying over 100 yards is a lot to believe. I can believe chasing somebody down for stealing your stuff, but over 100 some yards to me, that where it started to get a little more difficult to believe.
And just a side note, real quick, when did Asians start to be fast that they can catch black people? Come on.
Oh, they always been fast.
But
They play soccer. They always been fast, bro.
but
Get it.
Every
and this
Asian
is
I grew up with could run.
and this a kid who failed
I've
twice,
never
so
seen
I
no.
give him that. This a kid who failed twice. So, but
Yeah,
Ryan, what's
right.
your question?
Let me ask a question. So, was he ever found with water on him?
No,
No.
No,
This ain't even this shouldn't even have been a case then. This should have been a conviction.
I agree with that.
I
I agree
mean,
with that statement.
that should be a conviction right there because they was wrong in their assertion. They made a wrong assertion. They thought he was stealing and they found no water on him. They found no
Yeah,
merchandise on him.
and once you
Everything
I
got
agree
checked
with
out.
that.
I mean,
I
it's
agree with
over.
that.
Every,
At that
everything
point, it's
checked
over.
out.
It's
Everything
over.
checked out. He just didn't have the complexion for the protection, as Paul
Yeah,
Mooney would say.
it's over with. He didn't. They was wrong in their assertion, assuming that he stole something, because that's the premise in which they based using lethal force. Well, there's no merchandise, there's no crime. I mean, how hard is that to see for a jury to see? There is no merchandise stolen. I mean, you don't get to say, well, I thought he did something. Well, you was wrong though. You were negligent.
yeah,
I
and
agree. I agree with that.
and once you chase them down over 100 yards, it got to be premeditated at that point because you shot this nigga you claim stole something who didn't steal anything. That sounds premeditated to me. Trust me, if I run 100 yards, I ran 100 yards to do something to you. I ain't run 100 yards to do nothing. So my whole thing is, I'm just getting more of the message I've been getting since I was a kid. Black man, you better not do nothing. Everybody else, if he a black man, go ahead and off him.
You know what's so interesting is that there's a lot of backlash going on as far as like boycotting their establishments, and the response from a lot of these people are, well, you shouldn't just paint a canvas of all Asians, but their response is to assume that every black kid coming into the store is trying to steal something. And I'm not saying that that stuff doesn't happen because I've seen it. I know it exists. So I'm not, you know, mischaracterizing the stuff that happens in their stores. However, they want the benefit of the doubt, but they don't give the benefit of the doubt. Like if you're assuming that every black child that comes into your store is there to steal, I mean, why would you even set your stores up in black neighborhoods? I mean, it don't make no sense. If you assuming all black people that come into your stores are you can't make that assumption because the black dollars is what's keeping your stores open. So most of the people, black people that's coming into your stores are paying for stuff. So that would be kind of idiotic to set up a business in a place that you believe that most people are going to steal your product.
Good point.
I mean, just common sense.
And I'm gonna say this is a lot of too about what you're easily willing to believe, because I'm not saying this boy didn't have a gun, but I'm very willing to believe it wasn't his gun. Because when I first heard the story, I was like, "Oh, that wasn't that boy's gun. You know, that's probably one of your guns." But you're not gonna tell the police that it's your gun if it's not legal. Now, if I accept that, hey, okay, maybe he was a bad kid and the bad kid had a gun. Okay, cool. If the bad kid never presented the gun, then why does the gun even matter?
Was
You
his
know,
DNA
and,
found?
We
Was his DNA found on the gun?
and based on the information that I was able to look at about this particular case, no one else claims this boy presented a gun, even though other people seen what was going on. And you know, so
Was it?
the
Was
gun
there a
wasn't even
gun
in play.
submitted? Was there a gun submitted to evidence?
No, I mean, yeah, the gun was part of the case. It was talked about, but at the end of the day, the issue is, it did the boy even use the gun?
Roger.
See, what people are trying to do is say, well, he possessed a gun, the nigga should have been killed. The nigga was running. The nigga's going in a whole different direction. He could have had a gun. You cannot pull a gun on people while you're running away from the people.
typically a nigga with a gun and in a threatening situation, he gonna use that shit. They ain't gonna run. They gonna use that shit. So, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get up out of here. Um, the, black people as a whole, we gotta stop letting this model minority myth view of us taint how we see each other. Okay. Now, on the flip side, we got to do a better job of correcting and protecting those that we claim that we love, because what's happening is that we're allowing other people that's outside of our group to determine how we see ourselves. If you do something wrong, it's not a national referendum. Motherfucker, you did something wrong. At the same time, when it's a situation that's out the pale, I mean, the boy didn't have no water. So the whole premise of the whole entire interaction was faulty. He didn't steal. That's what people should be focused on. Because if he didn't steal anything, everything else is erroneous. And I just think that we need to do a better job of not allowing other people to view, because a lot of times these people are viewing us, when we come into their stores, they're viewing us like, oh, we're lazy, we're here to steal, and all these types of things. And the funny thing about it is that the very types of people, these non-white people, who are so quick to talk about how racist white people are, they use the same racist white rhetoric to judge us. Okay, so they can have white adjacency. So we need to do a better job of policing our own, and at the same time defending our own against external forces who want to put us down so they can be closer to white folks.
And I'm gonna say this. Look, I didn't say it before. If you grew up as a regular person in this country, you've been trained on being a white supremacist, whether you realize it or not. Now, my thing is, should the black man be able to access justice the way anybody else can? If you believe your image is important, you should believe your people deserve to access justice the same way a white person can. That is working on your image. If you want to present the image that they niggas, and I agree, and they don't deserve justice, but that's part of the image you promote too. That black boy needs just as much justice as anybody else. Now, again, I'm not even saying that he didn't have the gun, but
Yes,
clearly
you
the
are.
gun was not a part of the situation. No, brother, they could have made that whole gun thing up.
And I,
What-
That's
let me
what
let
you're
me let me
saying.
let me ask you a
But
genuine
no,
question.
I'm not saying he didn't have the gun. I'm saying we just don't actually know. Because
Okay,
You're not.
the gun was not
gentlemen.
presented at the store where it would have been on camera. You know what I'm saying? The gun wasn't presented at the store, and the kid run. And I did say at the beginning of the show, maybe he was a person trying to make a decision on what type of lifestyle he wants and accepted he ain't built for this.
Let
That's
me
why
let
he
me let me
ran.
let me ask a genuine question to the whole panel.
And
Was his
after we
DNA
answer this
was
question,
his
hold
DNA
on. After we answer this question, we're gonna give it to Jado because Jado then came up. Go
was
ahead.
his DNA was his DNA and fingerprint found on the gun? Yes or no?
I'm not aware of that. I only had so much time to see stuff. I didn't hear that
Okay, so
being
we
presented.
it's safe to assume that it wasn't.
No, I ain't safe to assume that at all. That's come on,
No,
man.
I'm
Yeah,
pretty
man,
sure. I'm pretty
man,
sure if it was, they would have
let
definitely made that an issue.
let Jado in here, man. 'Cause
Yeah, right.
y'all
Yeah,
out of control, bro.
yeah, right.
Y'all out of
No, I'm
control.
saying realistically,
Niggas don't do nothing wrong. Niggas don't do nothing wrong. Nothing.
this ain't about whether he did something wrong. It's about what happened at that store.
Oh,
And
man.
at
Can I
that
say
store, he didn't
something?
do anything wrong. And he left that store and he ran from that store, and it wasn't good enough. See, he don't have to answer for everything he ever did in his life. He got to answer for what happened at that store.
I
And
agree.
and at that store, he clearly did nothing wrong. But let me let Jado
I
get
mean,
it.
it's proven that he didn't do anything wrong because he ain't there was no water on him. So that's the proof.
Can I say
He didn't do
something?
anything wrong.
My bad, because I didn't get you in, champ. So champ, then Jado, my bad.
Okay, here's a solution. After what happened to that one sister back in 1991, where an Asian woman, Korean woman, shot and killed her, and she technically got off for doing something like that. First, what we need to stop doing is stop going into the stores and stop buying their stuff. Plain and simple.
Yeah, that's a black woman.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's going to be difficult, but we got to stop. We got to stop shopping at the stores and everything else. Plain and simple. Because if we keep on pouring our money and resources to them and everything, it's just going to continue on with the abuse and become white supremacist adjacent. That's their ultimate goal. So please stop going to their places and everything else, and just support our own businesses so we don't have anything. So we can support. So we can keep our economy growing and everything else. That's what we need to do. And one last thing, RIP to this brother because somebody said he shouldn't have carried a gun. Well, guess what? In South Carolina, you can carry a gun no matter what. You
In
don't
eighth
need no
grade,
license. Yes, you can carry a gun. It's a stand your ground
No,
place.
no. Hold fast, because we can't do false narratives. No, he's not an adult. He's not an adult, so he can't carry a gun.
Unfortunately, you can't. But if he was 18, you can. So, but
Swim,
just
swim,
protect,
deep,
but
swim,
just
swim,
protect your
swim.
children at
Hold on,
all
swim.
costs and everything else. Because if he had a father or mother with her and everything else, all this whole situation probably would never have happened. So I'm gonna land my plane there.
Swim, do you mean handgun? You mean a handgun, but not a like a shotgun or rifle?
He's talking to Champ. He says Swim, but he's talking to Champ.
I mean, champ. My bad.
Yeah,
Okay,
you can. Yeah, you can own a handgun, but you can't own a. You have to present your license to own a long gun in those states
yeah,
like that.
yeah,
So it's an open carry law. Is what it
Yeah.
it's an
is.
open carry law.
Now, and my thing is, people are concentrating on this gun that he may have had, and which ain't really important to the case, unless you're going to believe that the guy who chased him down to kill him is telling you the truth. That's the only way that even makes sense. You got to first believe the person who chased him down to kill him. And I'm saying it that way because that's what happened. They chased him down over 100 yards to kill him. I got to believe that guy for the gun to even come into play.
So the gun won't even matter. Let's just say the gun. Hey, first off, hello, fellas.
Go ahead,
Let's
Critter.
just say
I was
that
going
there
to get you
was a
in
gun.
anyway.
It wasn't in your you chase if there was any type of weapon, whatever you had coming to you, you would have had coming to you because you chased the lion down. And if the lion attacks you after chasing it down, then you got what coming to you. Or even if the lion attacked you in your space, this none of this happened. And this is a bad, 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 bad visual for us as black men in America because now it's almost like this Trayvon Martin thing rewritten all over, except except the Zimmerman really looks like a China man. I mean, this is a really China man, and the sentiment that you can shoot black people actually just happened in our city. This kind of half Chinese girl shot a black man, so now she's a famous tattoo artist here. She shot the black man downtown. He dies, right? And so now it's this sentiment that black lives are right now don't matter to nobody. And so now the sentiment you can fight these people back. See, they not as scary as you thought they were. See, look at us. We got away with it. So now we getting attacked by Asians, Hispanics, white folk, black women. Like, goddamn, we can't get no relief. So when we act the way we do, right? When I come over and I open hand slap a motherfucker, right? And you wonder, well, why did he do that? And he didn't say nothing. All he did was tell him to get. That's why, because I know how really these people are really, truly, truly looking at us and given the opportunity, they would love to remove whatever the excuse is. You stepped on their shoe. You spilled some water in the store on the floor. You spit on them while you was talking. Whatever the excuse, right? They want to find a reason to off us or have some type of justification on off us. We're not worth a bottle of water, bro. This is crazy. You're not worth a bottle of water and plastic. I'm shitty.
Yeah. Now, let me address this out the chat. Shout out to Cool Runnings. He say, what about Child's black lawyer? Should he have taken the case? He's a lawyer. Of course he going to take the case. That's how he make his money. But when you take a case, you just getting the information that's given to you. Point blank, period. And I will say this. His lawyer was good. He was a black man. That man was good. I'll give him that. But there's
Are
certain
we are
stuff
we
that you still
sure?
got to skip past.
Are we sure he was Black American?
Mm.
No,
And
he
listen,
Oh,
your lawyer's his first duty is to the court. Never forget that. I don't care
Hey,
whether
brother,
if
Yep.
you're
brother,
prosecuting
brother,
or
brother,
defense.
brother Raj. I know you
no,
tried to get me
I
in
get you.
early,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
man,
yeah.
you killed me.
Yeah. My bad, brother. All right, Jado. I'm
I
gonna
know
let
from
Jado
there
get
to
in, but
go too.
I am gonna say that lawyer was good because I definitely heard him as well. But having a good lawyer don't mean you automatically win. Okay, having a good lawyer does not mean you automatically win. You have to give up a lot of mess in this particular case to come to a conclusion that this guy's innocent. And as I said, I figured out when I was a very young guy, but I believe before I was 18, that you can kill a nigga unless you a nigga yourself. That's
Mm.
what the computer told me. Now that was me learning stuff in school and learning stuff in news media and stuff like that. You can kill a nigga. I can't kill a nigga because I'm considered a nigga too. But everybody else can kill us. Now this is decades ago that I didn't figure this out. So to me, this is just regular standard operating procedure. This you got an 8th grade boy. The 8th grader can be killed, and we're gonna find a way to justify his killing. And what they're trying to use at this point was, hey, he had a gun. Even if that dude had a gun, nobody's seen this guy point a gun at them. Nobody. The mere possession of a gun does not mean it's okay to kill somebody.
Facts.
Okay? And it just is what it is. But Jado, you got it, brother.
Hey, what's up, Roger? Fellas, hope y'all doing well. Everybody in the chat. I'm off my coon train now. I know this case has been adjudicated already, but yeah, I definitely that man and his son should have never pursued that boy outside of that store. They had no right to whatsoever. So he's wrong. But let me get on this. There's a doctor, a black American doctor that's passed on now. He said something that's kind of stuck with me, and you know, of course, with our egos and stuff, it may twinge a little bit. You may feel a little something, but he said something. He said, "Black people are very serious about not being very serious." So, look, man, I don't. Maybe it's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like my the attempt is always being made on to evoke emotions from me and Black people as a whole. So I have no proof of this. I think a lot of this stuff is orchestrated, or some parts of it, maybe not the entire situation, whatever. And then they keep playing out over, like it's a rerun that's being played over and over and over again at certain intervals. So my question is, and I could be wrong. I'm always open about that. So what Black people, what are y'all as a whole, what are y'all gonna do about it? What are you really gonna do about it? Are you gonna we gonna complain? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe somebody may get a settlement, and then we're going to go about our merry way, continuing to do the same thing we did before. Or maybe it might be some type of protest or something like that. And then we go back to do. So why give these businesses one red penny if you think that they've done something wrong to your people? And I'll end right there. Thanks for having me, Roger. Check your cash out, bro.
Okay, now I'm gonna say this: if people don't shop where they want to shop, if you really believe you shouldn't shop there, don't shop there. But at the end of the day, if y'all really buy into this, you got to pick and choose what you're gonna stand behind. Now, my thing is, I done made it clear I'm standing behind Carmelo Anthony. I saw what Carmelo. I got the reports of what Carmelo Anthony did, and I've been saying the whole time, "Hey, I'm proud of him. If he was my son, I'd be a proud father." Real talk. Now, you present me this case, you can't really make it clear to me why you killed this boy. You claim he had a gun, but with the witnesses that was there, nobody said he pointed a gun at y'all. Only y'all, the people who killed him, said he had a gun, and the police told me. I want y'all to hear this. The police told me the dead man don't get to tell his side of the story. So you don't even give them room to be alive to tell a story. Seemed like these people just kind of went along that same track. And at the end of the day, you chase him down 130 yards. Now, if he was at that store doing something, would I do anything on him? Probably not. Y'all, anybody who's been watching me get down for a good amount of time, y'all have not seen me bring a bunch of niggas on here that's doing all kind of mess and mayhem. I ain't defending none of them. Because it is what it is. When you play the game, sometimes you get caught. It is what it is. I don't care about a nigga who's playing the game and got caught. I'm not even studying them dudes. This dude wasn't playing the game. He just simply went to a store. When it got too heated for him as a child, he left. He even ran. And people were just asking yesterday, well, what'll happen if you run? But this would happen to a lot of people that run. A lot of times you back off, and this is the type of situation you end up in. So guess what? I'm very consistent. That's why I said Carmelo did what he needed to do. Because I understand what happens when you run.
But Roger, that's disingenuous. No one said Carmelo Anthony should have ran. We said they should have walked away from each other.
Run, walk off, same thing to me. It's about you
Even if they
retreating.
walked away,
it's about retreating.
Yeah, you exactly, and you
Look,
don't get the control.
Look, Roger done used 2 shows to show y'all that he right.
Fellas.
Yeah.
Roger used 2 shows to show you he will lie to make the black people look good. That's what he's
Fellas.
doing.
He has shown 2 shows that he is so right.
Fellas,
and there's nothing he has to say about that. Well, apparently that seemed like what everybody else is doing, because these 2 men just lied, right, to prove that they got away with murder. They literally lied. Literally, so the law even said, you know what? We won't even look at the law, or we'll say with the law of common sense, right? We won't even bow down to the law of common sense. So whatever resources that individual had, whatever connections he had, whatever pull he had, he reached into that bag and used it. And what it showed America, right? That's, to me, is what it showed America. Again, there's always some racist video, always some type of movie where black people got to be sober and the white man got to come in and save them. My man's put it clear. There is always this cycle. And it's this continual cycle that they pull on us all the time. And this is where we relegate to. We talk about it amongst us, but like you said, what is the action? Truth.
Creator.
Because if it was the Jerus,
Creator, you at the moon. You got to come in for a landing for us.
Yeah, bro.
No, I'm landing. I'm done.
Yo, I think Jada always tries to put this point to y'all. Yo, it be murders happen all over America every day, every hour. For some reason, they always bring these ones to y'all niggas' eyes. And they they always get y'all all out of your, all in your feelings and all out of your logical thinking and all. This is the game. Niggas getting shot by niggas, Chinese getting shot by Chinese, white getting shot by white, but they always bring these cases of another race shoot another race just to get everybody in turmoil.
Well, it ain't so much. I guess it does have.
Stop letting the devil.
You say
stop letting the devil play you.
Well, but it's the they. And so at what point so just because it was brought in front of you, whether it was by design or not, right? You as a man now have to address it. You now have to say, okay, this is a thing. How do I address it? And if what we're doing right now ain't it, then give me the real deal. What would be the best strategy?
Here's the real deal to answer that, what you're saying. Bro, we gotta stop funding tethered. We gotta stop funding the hair stores. We gotta stop funding the liquor stores that are all. We gotta
40 years.
Wait, hold on, brother, hold on. You asked and I'm answering, bro. The biggest issue here, like, I agree that the kids shouldn't be dead. I agree with that. I know my message sounds mixed because there's parts of what Roger's saying I agree with and parts I don't. But what I said from the beginning, and you might have missed it, was, bro, we gotta stop funding other people in our community running businesses, because we getting disrespected at these places.
I agree.
They don't want to have that conversation.
The truth of the matter is we don't want to do nothing about it.
Come on, man.
Thank you, Jada.
No, I agree. I agree, but he asked the question. I'm just answering his question.
No. What I'm gonna do is, look, you can't solve problems by trying to overdo it. At the end of the day, I don't know what this man is about. Okay, if people there believe he's being disrespectful, yeah, they should stop chopping him. But again, it's gonna go back to their choice and what they see. What do I know? They told us there was 2 other incidents where they was trying to rob him. I'm not gonna sit here and tell somebody don't defend your stuff. The thing is, when he go above and beyond what I can do, That's too far. Because I'm a citizen of the country. I'm born in the country. I'm not saying Mr. Chow ain't a citizen because I don't know what his background is. I don't know what he got to do. But at the end of the day, I'm not cool with anybody being allowed to do something that I'm not allowed to do. I've been very consistent about that on all kinds of subjects. My thing is all supposed to be fair. If I can burn the nigga down for running, then he can burn the nigga down for running. But if I can't do it, he can't do it either. It's that simple at the end of the day. Sometimes, y'all, we want to conflate way too much stuff. The issue here is even if I accept that he believed he was getting robbed, you don't get to run 100-something yards to burn the nigga down. That's not allowed. There's no gun law that says it's okay to do that. And you definitely can't shoot him in the back. So we want to make it about everything else, but nobody wants to just say, hey, Cyrus, Carmack, Belton is good enough where he shouldn't be shot in the back.
I don't know.
It's that simple to me, man.
I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret.
Niggas try to rob me 3 times. I don't.
Yeah, right.
Cyrus didn't rob nobody. Cyrus didn't rob nobody.
I didn't say that. I said niggas try to rob me 3 times. The 4th nigga that I think is trying to rob me is getting it.
Yeah, but
No, man, no, forget that. No.
Is it robbery
before we get to that,
or is it burglary? Right?
Hold on, before we get to that.
Hold on, let Ryan again, y'all. He said, hold on.
Before we get to that, bro.
Yeah.
Because we need to go back to GBR's point, because this is the most important point of it all. Okay. Now we have cities where black men will be on some you gotta check in, meaning they're successful black men who making money. When they come to a certain city, you gotta pay them a fucking tax to be in that fucking city. But then you turn right around and you let all these different motherfuckers come in your shit and set up businesses, and you don't make them pay no fucking tax whatsoever.
Come on, bro.
Wait, Rael.
Now that's some weak ass, cowardly ass fucking shit. Because what that really shows is that you're jealous of the fucking black man who getting money through no help from you. You ain't helping them get no money.
Rael, tell them why you gotta pay the tax though. What happens if you don't pay the tax?
No, hold fast. That's a real thing, but my thing is different subject for a different show. You know what I'm saying? That's a very real issue.
That was about to get good, juicy,
but
boy.
it ties into my point about this whole thing, what GBR was saying.
Yep.
You ain't got the truth. You know what the secret is? You want to know why? You want to know why you're not going to get any type of like treatment? Is because you don't control your own economy. That's why. And you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it.
Bingo.
Ding, 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 ding. You're going to get that shit.
All right, now and now my thing is there's definitely some stuff, some legitimate stuff
you
in
don't
there.
control your tax base.
But hold on, no, I get it, but I don't want to get into too much stuff. That's why I try to deal with a smaller subject on a day, which will connect to other subjects. But you get too big, people lose everything. When it comes down to it, on this particular point, we have the image where a 14-year-old boy can't shop at a store. Because that's what happened. He shopped at a store. For whatever reason, there was an altercation, and he left with nothing. And now the nigga dead. So why is he literally dead? He's dead because he went to shop.
He's dead. No, he's dead because black men have allowed other men to make money in their communities. That's why.
Yes.
That's why he's dead. I know we don't want to talk about it. I know we don't want to acknowledge it, but that's the truth.
I would say that's stretching it. Why he's dead is because no. I'm gonna say why he's dead is because America. No. My thing is it's a good subject matter for a different day where we can give it real time. But the reason I'm acknowledging the reason he's dead because America keeps telling us everybody can kill a black man except another black man. That's what I said at the beginning of the show, and that's always been the truth. And it doesn't make a difference what context you come from. If somebody kills a black man, they find a way to make it okay. The same way they find a way on this one to make it okay.
Exactly, Roger. That's the point that you make, and I'm trying to make here too.
Hold on,
Cyrus,
Roger.
Black men
Hold
have
on.
been
We
the
got you.
targets.
Hold on, we got you. But let's
Uh,
follow it up. How many times
Roger,
have
professional victim
hold on,
today.
Victim Olympic.
so hold on, because this is not a police issue, okay? When somebody there was a guy who just threatened to kick my ass when I was a kid. He didn't even touch me. It was a black dude. He threatened to kick my ass. Just the threat of him saying that made my dad go ape shit and had that nigga trying to climb up a house trying to get away from my dad. I saw it. Just the threat. See, niggas think they're gonna fucking moralize their way out of fucking this shit. You're not going to do that. You're going to have to meet the shit with aggression. So if somebody take out somebody in your family, we should be seeing one of them motherfuckers missing soon. And if they ain't gonna do that shit, why the fuck are we all getting hot and bothered about somebody else's family who ain't gonna address the shit when it's their family shit? It's their family shit first. It's not the black community shit first. It's their family issue first. And if they're not going to address it, Trayvon Martin dad didn't do nothing to Zimmerman. Other motherfuckers was putting themselves in danger fucking with Zimmerman. That nigga didn't do shit.
Exactly.
He sat right in the court, cried on the stand like a little hoe, and didn't do nothing. We would have had a whole lot of respect for Trayvon's dad if he would have jumped his ass off that damn stand and beat the fuck out this nigga in court. When we say, man, he shouldn't have did that. Man, it's a whole bunch of people that would have put GoFundMe money
Well,
in his shit
well,
over that, but he didn't do that.
while that is true, that's why I had a hard time understanding why just yesterday people didn't immediately just take Carmelo Anthony's side, just looking at the facts of the case. The nigga's innocent. At the end of the day, this is definitely innocent. But see, your nigga though, he's an innocent nigga, and being an innocent nigga ain't enough sometimes. It's not even for black folks. Being an innocent nigga ain't even enough sometimes for black folks. And at the end of the day,
Exactly.
you gotta playing the game is under. You gotta come to an understanding. You gotta do stuff in the moment to get everybody else acting a certain way. You got to take advantage of your moment when your moment comes. That's why I'm very proud of Carmelo Anthony. I'm proud of this nigga.
Me too.
I would be, man, if this was my son, I'd be patting him all on the back. No, brother, you did it exactly how you need to do. You know, I'm glad you was ready. And I told y'all the reason they got an issue with this nigga because he was prepared at the time that the situation went down. Now, in this particular case, they done chased down this quote unquote little nigga who probably ain't gonna have nobody really to come to his aid because he got this clue of a single mother background just off his last name. So ain't nobody probably coming to his aid. But at least as a black man, I can say on a public airway, no, that ain't cool to be doing something like that. I can at least say him being chased down and shot because he didn't steal anything ain't cool. That ain't right. If we can't even say that, we're not gonna get to the point of doing nothing. Let's be realistic about that. This man went to a store, got into it. That might be the reason he left with nothing. And why did he run? Obviously, there was a threat. And even if you say he had that gun, again, he's a kid. He's clearly figured out he ain't built for that life. So he ran. Now, if a kid is going to go in the wrong direction and he decides to run away from that lifestyle, is he doing the right thing? Absolutely.
Roger,
I don't want to do that.
Roger,
What are we trying to accomplish today?
hold on, did black people ask for integration to be able to go in other people's stores?
No, that's what white people gave us. We never asked for that.
No, white people didn't give it to us. Black people asked for integration. Let's not do that.
The civil rights movement was about being treated equally. It was not about shopping at other people's locations. It was if I do have to go to somebody else's location, I still should get equal treatment.
That's false. Because Claude Anderson, whose family had their own bus company at the time, they were asking black people, why are you fighting to ride on the bus with white people when you have black-owned buses? And their responses was, because we want to ride in the front with white people.
No. But there was not 100% agreement on anything because that was a mass issue.
I didn't say that, but I'm saying integration is the reason. Remember, before integration, white people didn't want black people in their stores. Remember that? Do
Hmm.
you at least do you remember that?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So they were telling you they didn't care about your money. Why is it different when it's an Asian?
I'm sorry. Say that question
I said,
again.
why is it different when it's an Asian? They clearly don't
To,
want you in their
to me,
store.
it ain't no difference.
Right. Because remember, when I was coming up, there used to be the candy lady. And that's where, in the neighborhood, if you old enough, you remember the candy lady. They used to sell freeze cups. They used to get shit wholesale. They used to have the little Debbie cakes. They would sell the little bags of chips. We didn't have to go to corner stores like that. We could go to a lady in the neighborhood and get that type of shit.
Absolutely. And I supported my candy store, my candy
Right.
lady back in the day. I supported mine.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So what we're really showing is that we're putting ourselves in harm's way to support people who fucking don't like us.
And my thing is, I agree with that. At the end of the day, I say if anybody creates you a problem, you ain't supposed to give them your money. That's the last thing you want to try to. You should be trying to figure out how to get around giving them money.
Hey,
Heck,
hey,
I be
Ro-
trying to figure out how to get around getting the government money. You know what I'm saying?
hey, Raj, I understand you want to keep the show focused, man, but we've been crying the same cry for like years. So what are we? Yeah, what GBR asked the great. What are we trying to accomplish, man? Just keep crying and just do it
No,
over, rinse
no,
and
no,
repeat, rinse and
no,
repeat,
no.
rinse and repeat.
My thing is, first of all, you got to see what the actual problem is, and what I'm highlighting in this one. This dude is dead because he's a little nigga. That's what
Uh-huh.
he is to America. There
I
is no
think he
law that's
muted.
going to get you the right thing because the laws are also designed for people to interpret things at the moment. The kid did nothing wrong. He went to a store. He clearly wasn't welcome. He left the store that he clearly wasn't welcome at, even ran from the store. And for some reason, people just ain't good with the fact that the guy who killed him is wrong. We got to first like ourselves. How do we like ourselves if we just can't understand this dead kid who didn't steal anything should just be alive? And whoever killed him should just simply be convicted. We ain't even cool with this. Now I understand other folks could be like, oh yeah, I celebrate this. It's great that Chow got off. I don't see where any black person can be comfortable with Chow getting off. I don't think you like
I got
yourself
a
that much.
question.
But I'm saying, Roger, the fact is, the case has been adjudicated, right? Like it's done, right?
It is. Yeah, yeah. I
I
put him
think
in
he
there. Yeah,
muted,
it's over.
but
So,
he don't know.
and and again, I think most black men, again, and you guys brought up the 100%, and nothing's gonna be 100%. We get it, but I'm just saying, like, I think this has happened so many times. So what's next?
What's
So
next is
that
somebody like Carmelo need to be celebrated for doing the right thing. But before you
Celebrate,
go,
but what?
get back reset. Before y'all
Right.
go, Lena is coming up. Lena is coming up. So I'm giving her some room to get in here. Lena, you got the flow. How you doing?
Hello, good morning, Roger. I cannot believe that anybody could see that this was justice. There's no way. The kid was just simply existing. That just proves that black people can't go into the store without being harassed or being killed or gunned down. That kid posed no threat to them. He got shot in the back. He was trying to get away. And did you see the camera? That lady followed. He was just being followed. He felt uncomfortable. That's why he left. This is insane. And like you said, I don't see how anybody could see this. I don't even understand how Chow didn't convict. And did he shoot some other people before? You're just emboldening them. You're just letting them know that our life isn't worth anything. Well, let me not be so loud, but yeah, that angered me. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just really angry about it. It scares me.
Yeah. I can't justify this eighth grader
Well,
got
the good
killed.
thing is he's not in the community no more, and we are opening more black business in Colombia more than ever. He's out of here. Actually, the sheriff surrounded the whole gas station. So the gas station is not gonna make no money. And the sheriff, he's married to, I think he's married to like a black woman or something like that, sister and mayor or something like that of Columbia. So a lot of things is happening here. We're not just sitting down and taking it. This stuff don't happen every day here. Yeah, it happened 3 years ago. If you look up Columbia, especially Richland County, we're it's majority blacks. We're surrounding Charlotte, Spartanburg, and Charleston. So he's not getting away with it. It's a shame what happened. We gotta pay better attention to our kids, man. Talk to your kids, man. Know what they doing. Myself, I believe the son shot him. Because an old man is not running and catching up to a black boy that fast. You know what I'm saying? I believe the son shot him. I don't know if he had a gun or not. But it's an open carry state. What are we going to do? If your gun drop, if you threaten me, your gun drop, I could shoot you.
And I agree. You know what? The father might have took the blame for his son.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
what I think.
that could very well be the case. But the issue
And they
is
do it all the time. You go in the gas station, use your card. They charge you 35 cents for using a Visa card. That's against the law.
The thing
it's
is,
time for us to put them out of our community.
Wait a minute. The thing
talking
is,
about it. Hey, bro, it is what it is, man.
The thing is,
I don't know if he had a gun or not. You know what I'm saying?
Let me just mute this nigga because he don't get it. At the end of the day, I don't care who actually shot
the
him.
store owner is not part of the black community.
At the end of the day, what I'm saying is, period. Whoever shot him, there should have been no way for this guy to get acquitted. Point blank, period. There should have been no possible way he was going to end up getting acquitted. Okay? The fact that he got acquitted says there's a very wrong thing going on in our system. And we as black people have to recognize this wrong thing going on in our system because it is emboldening other people to kill us. This boy being killed emboldens other people to kill us because eventually they're going to make a calculation too for the ones who ain't already made it. It's just a nigga, I can kill him.
Now, Roger,
if I figured it out, they figured it out.
Okay.
Roger, he got off because
wait. Now
got off because they brought the wrong charges against him. I forgot what's his name. That always be asking, do you hear me clearly? He literally said they messed up. Fire Troop literally said it. Like
that wasn't no mistake though. They charged him the way they wanted to charge him so they could get the results they wanted.
No,
overcharging was a strategy that had lost for a long time.
Hold on, but did you see Cool Runnings? Cool Runnings said that 7 out of the 12 jurors were black.
You have circled back.
7 out of the 12 jurors.
7 out of 12 jurors were black.
Now you tell me. All right. So so how did they come to this conclusion? That's what I'm trying. But
niggas don't even like themselves. Y'all so convinced. Niggas don't even like themselves.
No, they probably.
Why you keep running away from my question? I've been trying to ask you a question.
I'm just answering you.
This nigga been running from me all show. I don't know what's going on. Got a track shoes though.
Yo, you crazy.
Now,
just don't shoot him in the back. Don't shoot him in the back.
I'm gonna try not to.
There we go.
So if you're saying it's okay, they're saying it's okay to shoot him because he's a little nigga. What do you want us to do about that, Roger? Because it ain't like the country gonna stop seeing us as niggas. What exactly are we supposed to do about that?
First thing, when somebody decides to fight back, have they back. That's one of the first things we could do.
What do you mean by that, Roger?
Man, it's time for us to get them out our community, man. Get these motherfucking Arabs and all them out of our community. We own our own shit, you know what I'm saying? Quit complaining. Pay better attention to our kids.
But this is the thing. It's not an Asian issue. It's a white supremacy issue.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They're just included. And I don't know why people can't see that. But hey, that's on y'all. But I'm gonna say we gotta do I mean the
We
entire
all
black
need to get
community
together,
should have
open
been
our
cool
own
with
business, get
Carmelo.
our little reparation money.
Yo, when the
You know what I'm
hostess, yo,
saying?
Chief,
Hey,
when
can
the
you
No,
hear
no,
hostess
him,
no,
talking,
no.
coach?
Look,
when the
look.
hostess talking, you can't keep cutting
Yeah.
her off, man.
He's doing that on purpose. He's doing that on purpose. I'm just letting it rock. At the end of the
Okay.
day, sometimes, hey, at the end of the day, I know a lot of us was just raised by single mothers, and some of this stuff is gonna happen. So I'm just trying to be cool about it. And at the end of the day, this Carmelo thing, that I'm assuming by Friday we gonna know what the verdict is. That's what I'm kind of guessing with it at this point because
Yeah.
according to the reports, the defense done already rested. So now you got closing arguments, and then the jury gonna have to make a decision. I'm
And
gonna say,
manslaughter charges is being
yeah,
considered too now.
yeah. And I'm gonna say black folks should have been 100% behind him once they heard what was going on. I understand. I'm not saying everybody got to jump immediately. You know, because you give somebody benefit of doubt. Yeah, go check out what's really being said, what's real and what's not. But after you kind of learned about the story, 100% of us should have been kind of rocking with this. And I'm gonna say, when it comes to this particular story, no, this particular story had been mentioned to me multiple times by people, and I said, okay, I'm gonna go look it up so I can talk to it with some level of intelligence. So I decided, somebody brought up yesterday, let me look this stuff up today and see what was going on. And at the end of the day, I don't understand any black person that can't even see that this dude getting off is a problem because the kid went into a store, didn't buy anything, had an altercation with the son, left, he's running, he's chased down, he's shot in the back, and then all of a sudden now it's about a gun that he supposedly had. And my thing is, whether he had a gun or not, the only way that gun means anything, you have to accept the son of Mr. Chow that he got into it with. You got to accept his story that he pointed this gun at him and his daddy was saving him. That's what I have to accept to even say this is beyond a reasonable doubt. To me, there's no reasonable doubt in this particular situation. When you chase somebody 130 yards down to kill them, I ain't got no reasonable doubt that this was a deliberate, thought out murder.
Roger, let me say this. I said this earlier, and I'm gonna stick to it. We do not want to admit that it ain't just Indians or Asians or whoever it is. Even black people themselves, and a large contingent of them, okay, they view you through white people's eyes, okay? And when your black ass is on that jury, they gonna side with them white folks a lot of times. The black chick that was on the jury with Trayvon, she admitted. I remember reading the article on CNN. She admitted that she felt that he was guilty, but she just felt pressure to just go for not guilty. She admitted it, and I was just like, wow. Like, and she was on a jury of, I think it was all women. I think this was an all women's jury, all white women except her, and this is something that, man, we have a very serious problem, man, because a lot of these people, man, including black people, are going to side with white people against your black ass.
Yep,
I mean,
that's
we
true.
see it politically all the time. Notice you don't see no CBC out here talking about this. Where they at?
Yeah.
They front and center when it's a white person doing it. Why they ain't got nothing to say about when the Asian do it? They love to poke that bear to get your vote. What they gonna say now? Oh, how can they say something? They supported the Asian crime bill when Biden was in office. What they gonna say?
Good point.
Black people literally saw them pass this and supported all that nonsense during that time. Remember? the
Yep.
COVID something bill, where they were going to
Mm-hmm.
devote more resources, to investigating crimes against Asians and stuff like that. That's what that was. When they had no evidence that black people were disproportionately attacking Asian people or anything like that. So black people support this stuff, man. Black people voted for this stuff.
Well, as
So
I
how they
said,
gonna complain now?
as
They
I said
literally
before,
supported this shit. They voted for it.
yeah,
Your representatives, they supported. You say nothing.
we have been trained to be.
Kind of hard to
Oh,
complain about it now.
yeah, and my thing is, we have been trained by white supremacy, and that's why ever since I've been doing this, I've been saying you got to challenge yourself on your own personal white supremacy. Because if you don't, when your moment comes up to make an impact, you don't use it. So just like you said that the woman said she was involved in the Trayvon Martin jury, so her moment came, and she let the moment go. See, everything is now. Some stuff we got to deal with what other people are doing, but sometimes you got to deal with what you're doing. So in her particular case, she had a moment to make an impact, and rather than make the impact, she let it go. Every black man, especially, needs to see if when his moments show up, are you gonna rise to the occasion of your moment? We all gonna have different kinds of moments. It's gonna have different types of impact. It's going to happen. Okay. Hey, I think part of my moment is stop doing this type of content because obviously I'm being told by multiple people they don't appreciate my content. Okay. And I'm not saying because I know a lot of y'all listen to me on YouTube. I ain't saying YouTube is the only person to get rid of me. Okay. I've been kicked off other platforms too. It is what it is. But I either quit what I'm doing or I keep going. That's on me. So when your moment come up, what you gonna do with it? And at the end of the day, if I'm on the jury and this nonsense is brought to me, I'ma understand this is my moment. Either I'm gonna say this is cool, you can run a nigga down and kill him, or I'm gonna say no, this ain't cool. You can't run this nigga down and kill him. I know what the right answer is.
Hey, Roger, man.
You was getting convicted.
I don't, Roger. The moment is now, bro. It's not a. We don't need an incident, bro. It's not. The moment is now and all the time. It's like it's perpetual. It's supposed to be ongoing. Like we don't need no more moments, man.
They don't want to talk about that
No,
today, man.
what
They don't want to talk about that
what
today.
I'm saying the moment. I'm not saying it ain't ongoing stuff, but people have to participate the proper way when this ongoing stuff is happening. Because this is just stuff that's happening in everyday people's lives. Somebody who was on the jury, that's just something that happened in their everyday life. But you don't do nothing with it when it's your time.
That's not what they're saying.
We're giving you preventative methods, but you don't want to talk about the preventative method for some reason today.
What preventive method on what?
You got to stop spending your money and make these people go out of business.
No. I'm not saying that's not preventive. I'm saying that's too big of a thing to fit it into this
That's
show.
not. No, it
No,
is
it ain't.
not.
No.
No, it's not.
No, it is not.
No. What y'all don't get, some stuff deserves the full show. That's not a thing that should get 30 minutes to get a full show. It don't mean don't talk about it. It just mean respect the fact that it's an issue worth having a whole show surrounding. I don't know why that's hard. Okay, but
Because it's not
that's
separate.
kind of nothing I talk about is truly separate. If you look at every show I do, all this stuff is connected.
Okay, listen, give me 30 seconds. Look, this guy, even in defense of himself, shot one other guy that survived at his store in defense of his store. He shot at a vehicle leaving his store, similar to what happened here. He shot this young brother leaving the store. How many people he got to shoot before we as a community say, hey man, stop shopping at that dude's store?
Exactly.
And
how that ain't part of what we're talking about today?
Can I say something? Can I get 30 seconds?
Hold on. Let me just say this. I would agree with that. If you got any level of sense, I can understand whatever the story was. He got somebody who was stealing from him. I ain't even tripping now. When he shot the 6 times at the person leaving, I said that's taking it too far. Because I know good and well I can't do that. I can't shoot at nobody 6 times and they leaving. There ain't nobody finna let me get away with that. And now today he ran a nigga down to murk him. Ain't nobody gonna let me
Right.
get away with that either. I'm okay with fairness. It's when it's unfair, I get a problem. And my thing is, I'm not making it about just some random Asian person. No, this is the
No,
nigga.
no, no.
He's shooting at black people running. Black people shouldn't be cool with that at all. Which means
I
you got
agree.
to be against this when it comes to this case too. Because if you're not really against this, then you cool with other people running you down to murk you. I'm not
Wait a
gonna be
second,
cool
Roger.
with that.
Wait
Can
a
I get
second,
30?
Roger. Wait. Hold on. I want to finish this dialogue with him. Now, where me and you different. I'm not okay with fairness. I ain't looking for fair. And just like Mr. Ruffin said early, bro, listen, bro, you can't shoot our people and do business in our neighborhood under any circumstances. See, if me and my brother get into it, I can get into it with my brother because that's my brother.
Well, I'm not
You
disagreeing
can't
with
get
that.
into it. You can't get into it with my brother, even if you in the right, and
But
still be in my
I
neighborhood.
I'm
Come
not
on, bro.
I'm not
What we
supporting
talking about?
I'm not supporting the opposite of that though. So my thing is you making it like I'm supporting. I
No,
didn't say that. I
when
I'm
I
saying I'm saying where a person should be able to recognize a problem. I can understand somebody letting it go that he shot somebody who was trying to steal from him. But if I'm a person over there and I find out he shot at somebody 6 times who was leaving, I recognize there's a problem, period. There's no getting around it at that point. You trying to do it from an earlier particular point. I'm saying this every black person should come to a point where it's just too far. And if he's trying to shoot, even if it's another black person, if you trying to shoot at this guy 6 times while he's running, you're supposed to say this is too much. That's a line far too gone. You shooting at
Okay,
somebody running away from you.
but now,
Not gonna work.
how many
Hold
of
on, hold on. Let me let this other brother get in because he was being respectful this time. He said he wanted to say something for 30 seconds. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, yeah. With the first shooting, it was, and he got found not guilty, and we which calling everybody start going to his store. But the thing about it is, like I said, it's highway traffic, and it's the apartments behind it. So the apartments, people move in and out every single day, along with the highway traffic coming every day. You know, it's really nothing you can't do about it until a situation like this happens. And that's why I'm saying we got to take back our own community and our own stores. And he should have been out there because he's shooting right across the street from a school. This is a school and a library zone.
Okay, now,
now,
yeah, go ahead, get in.
how many of you people that found out that did?
Are y'all hearing him?
No.
nah, he breaking up real bad.
Okay.
All right. Well, hold on one second. I'm gonna do this. Turkish Tyrone coming. TNT. Turkish Tyrone is coming up. I'm gonna let him make a statement real quick. You try to adjust yourself so we can get yours in, because we about to bring this to a close. Because y'all, we done hit the 3 hour mark. We already passed it. But
Hey, what's up?
Turkish Tyrone, well, TNT. How you doing, brother? Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, my brother? How you doing? You can hear me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna be real quick, man. This is a great discussion. I joined late, but I just wanted to hit on a few points that I heard,
No,
while I
Turkish.
was
You someone new to come to a panel, and for some
yeah.
reason you think you can just show up when you want to, just like Jado be
No,
doing.
sir.
That's what that is. You think
I'm
you
at
can be
work.
Jado just instantly,
No,
but
dog.
it's cool.
I'm
It's
at
It's
definitely
work, my
cool.
J.O.
brother.
fault. It's
Go
definitely
ahead.
J.O. fault.
No, man, but good to hear the show, man. This show really, this whole case strikes a nerve with me, of course, because I'm a black man, straight black man, and I really have a problem with what happened. But I wanted to touch on a few things, bro. First of all, you know, this is a sign of what's to come, man. It's already happening, but I think we're being ushered into like a Jim Crow 2.0. And that may sound like hyperbole to y'all, but it's going to be a new version where so-called people of color are going to be participating now, man. So please be aware of that, right? I know it's hard to sort of get black people together like it's like herding cats, but for those of us who are initiated, you better keep your head on the swivel and do what you got to do to protect you and yours, because it's going to get worse, I believe. Uh, Secondly, we talked about how we need to start our own black business. We don't control our economy, so I get it. I get it, but we don't erase our history. We have tried many a time, right, and have things sabotaged, towns burned down, the whole nine. We're aware of that, right? So I don't want to hear us just be too hard on us because we've done that before, right? And other people get propped up while we get sort of, our shit gets torn down. Uh, we said, uh, what's the word? Protest the store, right? We shouldn't go to those stores, right? We should. But I grew up in New Orleans. I'm sure y'all have had corner stores. It's a convenience store, right? You don't, it's what's accessible, right? We talk about these hoods being like food deserts, right? So you trying to get to what's available. Even if they're selling bad food, they're selling unhealthy food. That's what's there. People got to use certain, they might be on public assistance or whatever. They might have a certain amount of money they're working with. They don't have access to a car, right? They're on public transportation. So another thing, I implore y'all to be a little more understanding than that too, right? Uh, what some other points I wanted to make, dog. Um, I'll just leave it at this, right? Two things, Roger. You said white supremacy. I think you should use more of a system of anti-blackness. I call it the anti-black coalition. That's what this shit really is. White supremacy sounds like it's still just one big actor. Nah, man, everybody's participating. That's why I say anti-blackness. And lastly, that man Chow, somebody like a George Zimmerman, to me, those are the real cowards. I agree that the parents should maybe go for theirs, and and they may have to sacrifice themselves because as a parent, I'm not a parent yet, but to me, your life is not your own anymore. So if a situation like this pops up, you may have to go for yours and retaliate. But those are the real cowards, dog. I just want to leave y'all with that. The child you running down, black men ain't doing no shit like that. We not targeting children, women like that. Why it's, you name it. Elderly, we're not doing that. There was a case where a white guy shot an elderly black veteran in a wheelchair in Seattle. We can go through cases after case after case, man. And I'm gonna land my plane there, bro.
Well, I
Thank you, brother.
appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, yeah. Somebody got some echo going. You might as well mute up because I'm gonna let this other brother get in who's trying to get in, and we gonna close out. But bullets faster than niggas was trying to say something. Hopefully we can hear him now. Go ahead, brother. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, since he has a very good and nasty attitude with shooting at how
He's doing it again. Is that me?
That's
No,
God.
my signal's
That's
strong.
God.
My signal's strong.
That's God. That's what that is.
Okay.
Go on and close. Go on and close that. That nigga wasn't saying nothing.
Is it good now?
Okay, we hear you now because you definitely went out. You definitely went out. We hear you now. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm saying how many of you Negroes Mr. Chow has to put in the dirt before he gets found somewhere in the ditch?
Well, I'm gonna say this. At the end of the day, that's something every man gonna have to decide for himself. Now, I have said many times that if somebody did something to somebody in my family, I'm gonna end up in jail and I'm gonna get prosecuted and I'm probably going to prison. Why am I probably going to prison? Because a lot of y'all won't even have enough respect for me that I did something to honor my own family. You be right there on the jury and convict. Now that's what I ain't talking about nobody on the panel per se, but I'm saying realistically speaking, if somebody killed my son and then I go and kill him, you gonna give me a prison system anyway. You ain't gonna even honor the fact that I killed the man who killed my son. You ain't gonna even honor. So unfortunately, black folks gonna have to give some form of solidarity to even push that narrative forward because too many people understand if I go do it, you're still gonna leave me hung out to dry. Now, I have said time and time again, I'm pushing for black men to start taking jury duty seriously. You can make some big impacts if you on the right track. But y'all got to be serious about that. You got to try to get on jury duty. I understand it. If it work like they work in Chicago, they send you the letter. They say you got to call at this time, and then you all hesitating to call and what. You got to try to get on these juries, y'all. If we want to make some impact, especially more right away, you got to attempt to make it onto a jury. And when you get inside there
and they trying to get people off jury duty, they striking who they gonna take. You got to start telling them the answers they want to hear so you can actually make the case. Instead of doing it how people normally talk about it, which means I'm doing everything to avoid jury duty. If you want to make the change, you got to position yourself to make the change. It's that simple. If you're not gonna try, don't trip. Just accept what comes. But if you want to make some impact, attempt to at least get on the jury. I know I have. But I'm gonna wrap it up right there. I think it's been a great show. If y'all are new around here, make sure you subscribe. I appreciate y'all coming through. You gonna get the best topics over here because it's the best show on social media, and that's just real talk. Okay, ain't nobody doing it like I'm doing it over here. Ain't nobody got better guests than me. Heck, ain't nobody even got a better audience than me because my regular everyday audience, y'all be wilding sometime, but y'all be cool. Y'all be cool. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Y'all have a great rest of your day. Long live the habitual line steppers. I'm Roger. I'm right, and I'm out.